Gilgeous-Alexander on the drive, pulls back, baseline jumper's good. OKC with their first lead of the second half. Williams has been hot all night, falling away, got it. 40 points for Jalen Williams. 28 remaining. Holmgren down the lane. A Holmgren hammer, and it's back up to a dozen.
This is Udart. You're listening to the Uncontested.
What is up, and welcome to the Uncontested Podcast. Coming to you Sunday, May 31st, when the Thunder season is over. Can I get some music, JD?
Salute!
I'm your host for the evening, Jacob Niffen. Got JD Silva with me. Keep it going.
Thunder in 7 is dead.
Got Justin Peabody.
Hello, everybody.
Taylor Peterson.
It was always Thunder in 8, JD.
You're damn right.
And Nick Crane.
I freaking love the offseason, actually.
Oh, brother.
We're back.
Can we just have this play the entire podcast?
We actually went through the whole track.
Wow.
I think it's hilarious that Taylor said Thunder in 8 when that's quite literally not possible, given they would just be tied.
Maybe.
Well,
Yeah, that's
that
good.
might lose 5-3.
It'd have to be
That
Thunder
is
in
an
9. It's always been Thunder in 9.
yeah.
We are brought to you by the Blue Wire Podcast Network and our friends over at Prairie Artisan Ales.
Drinking a little nap, which is what I could use right about now because I got home at 2 a.m.
That's tough. What you got there? Nerdy
What is
dancing?
that?
Little nerdy dancing.
Oh, I thought that woman was like on a walker.
So
Oh,
what
she's
she
on
was.
DDR.
Okay.
Ooh.
You play a lot of DDR, Nick?
As a kid at the arcade, like at the movie theater, I played it. I actually had the
Yes.
mat too at home, but
Heck
course.
yeah.
We're getting some good chats already.
I will put. Whoa!
Skelton about made me spit take again live on the podcast.
Nick, you
can
started
we-
it. You got to
can
finish
we-
this one real quick.
Can we hold Skelton to that if it happens?
Oh.
Yes. But Nick's going to read that one here in a bit.
I sure am
Um,
not.
You 100% are. Thank you guys for tuning in. If you are in the live chat tonight, we appreciate you. Keep those comments coming. Lots of stuff to talk about tonight. If you drop a super chat, those definitely get read tonight, like they do every show. So get your comments, your questions in there. Keep them relatively appropriate. PG-13 would be nice. And then, yeah, make sure to follow us on social media. Shout out to everybody who joined the Discord. If you are interested in doing that for all the off-season content, you can scan the QR code and join our Patreon. We will have bonus Patreon pods, especially concerning the draft, coming up real soon. So be on the lookout for that. It's an awesome place to get extra content and just hang out with other Thunder fans. So would encourage you to do so. Gentlemen, the Thunder lose Game 7 of the Western Conference Finals. Don't even have the final score in front of me because I don't care. The Spurs win 4-3.
Shit to butt. That was the final score.
The San Antonio Spurs hoisted a Western Conference Finals championship trophy in downtown Oklahoma City last night, which is not my favorite thing in the world to say. I figure we probably need to talk about that just a little bit, review and look at that game, quick look at that series, and then we can jump into some off-season thoughts. Media Day was today. We can also just kind of reminisce on the season because regardless of what happened, this has been an awesome season of basketball that I think we've all really enjoyed. A lot of really cool things happened. So just lots of reflection and getting in our feelings tonight.
Oh.
Someone's crying on this show,
Should we
Counseling
make a
with
bet
the
who?
uncontested.
and it won't be me.
I already made a bet and I lost. So
It'd be Taylor for sure.
Yeah.
It means something to me, man.
Yeah, I was
Dang
just
it,
looking
you
for
beat
that.
me
I was
to
just
it.
looking for that.
Beat me to it. I
Who
was
needs the
about to
sound?
go.
Something to me, man.
There we go. That was actually pretty spot on, Justin.
It was.
That in your big old chud.
you'll give me that one too. Here's how I feel about
Do I have
Wemby.
that? Oh, I do. Yeah.
Chud. Big old Chud.
Yeah. That's how I felt last night after the game.
And your
You
pig.
felt like Chud?
How was your pig
Yeah.
costume, Silva?
I took that shit off by the third quarter. The nose was hurting my face. Like it just hurt to wear. And then my hat got all sweaty.
Sounds like a blast.
And the fifth little
was.
pig cried wee 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 all the way home.
It is. I know it's not the ideal case for the folks listening to the show, nor probably anybody up here, but it is kind of poetic that Silva, the biggest Wemby and Spurs hater on the show, wears a pig costume and watches the Spurs overtake. It's
Wow.
It is.
What would have been better if it was like the clown costume.
It would have been full circle.
I mean,
for
that
the
has to
season
happen at some point. I lost that bet.
for
Couldn't have
Spurs
lost that
fans.
bet.
They did
anymore.
make it out of the first round, huh?
They did make it out of the first round.
For Spurs fans tuning in, go listen to our bets season preview podcast. That was a lot of fun. We
Or don't.
definitely will revisit that soon.
Gentlemen, they lost the game last
I guess
night.
a game was played, wasn't there?
Give me a. I don't want to linger on it. I mean, it stinks. We all know what happened. But just kind of big overarching thoughts of the game and the series. I was going to start with Nick, but I don't want to start with Nick. So Justin, go ahead.
Smart. I felt incredibly impressed with the Spurs role players and their young guys and the ability to rise to the moment. It started early, like every game in this series, where Oklahoma City
everyone.
was just playing off their back foot from the get-go. Jacob and I were at the game, and he leaned over and he was like, I don't know if they have it. I don't know if they've got it tonight. And it was just, I mean, from the get-go, just the Spurs punched you in the mouth, which is not what you wanted to see in Game 7, but it's kind of what you've seen in every game. Mm-hmm. But it ebbs and flows, as most games do. And Oklahoma City fought back. And when you went into the fourth quarter, 3-point game, like you're right there. 12 minutes from the finals for either team. You feel as good as you can. And the difference in that fourth quarter was big shot after big shot after big shot. Dylan Harper, Keldon Johnson, Devin Vassell, just making ridiculous shots, making
De'Aaron Fox,
clutch
Champagny.
plays.
Champagne.
Yeah, Champagne.
Every
literally
single one of them.
Everyone.
Getting second chance points at timely moments. Oklahoma City continuing to have brainworms in transition, which led to San Antonio
my
making like the
gosh.
most ridiculous acrobatic finishes in transition on the other end. Like it was just felt like the Thunder were being stiff-armed all night long. And credit to their role players for leading that charge. I was incredibly impressed by them. Really frustrated, but incredibly impressed.
It was a 9. It felt like the Spurs would go on a 9-0 run every time the Thunder got within 2 or tied.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It was like
The
9-0
Cornette
run, 9-0
chase
run.
down block.
Oh,
That was the play of the game.
On that heart dunk would have cut it to 4. Instead, it's a chase down block. They hit a 3 on the other end. Then I think Oklahoma City turned it over the next time and then a 2. And so all of a sudden it's 11. And that was just,
Yep.
that was exactly how the game went all night.
So a super quick aside, and because I think it's worth mentioning. One thought that I had last night as I was reflecting back on the series is just how ironic it is that Game 1 started with can't play iHeart, and then
Yeah.
iHeart was essentially the swing factor for OKC this series that allowed them to compete with Wembanyama after the big Game 1. Then the story of the bigs was can't play Luke Cornette, Thunder just destroying the Spurs in the non-Wemby minutes, which is why they have been able to compete in these games or have been able to go on runs of their own. And then Game 6, Game 7, Luke Cornette was a huge factor. The Thunder lose those non-Wemby minutes, both of those games that they lost. Like it is fascinating that both of those players kind of had that 180 mid-series, and that just shows you that's how the playoffs go.
Can I not Game 7 specifically, but it's a great point. It is how playoffs work. That is what adjustments are. It's not always like let's change the lineup, but let's change
Silva. I believe that was about 10:28ish. Taylor, that was a great point from Nick.
Anyways, it's not always change who you play. It could be how you play them when you play them against who they're playing. That is my biggest complaint about the way this series is being talked about, J-Dub's gotten his flowers. Like, everyone understands J-Dub was a huge missing piece. But when people say AJ wasn't a factor in the first 2 games, he wasn't going to do shit anyways, you could have said that about Stephon Castle with 20 turnovers for the first 2 games. Like, things change.
Things change.
There's a world where AJ Mitchell has 30 points in games. Obviously, that's a far out example, but like, just because he wasn't great in games 1 and 2 doesn't mean he wasn't going to figure it out and end up being a phenomenal piece in later games. So,
well, and now I'm going to piggyback off you and return Nick, because a good point by you. And it shows you the intangibles that don't show up in the box score or the stat sheet that make players impactful in playoff series in these incredibly tight games where margin for error are so slim. Even if AJ isn't playing like the AJ of series 1's round 1, round 2, just his release valve role when Shai's being doubled, or when the Spurs were doing more of their flooding there in that second half, that more aggressive defense without the double teams, having another playmaker just out there on the court that's not Jared McCain. Shout out to J-Mac, who was incredible. It's not a knock on him. But like, just having him available, like it's just huge in general. He doesn't even have to be AJ Mitchell from rounds 1 and 2.
Yeah, right.
I think my first thought when this game ended, or once I kind of accepted that it was going the Spurs' way with, 3 minutes left, 2 minutes left, like, they just kept responding to every single shot. I'd be like, they're not going to keep hitting those, and they just did the entire night. My final thought was, this is an outcome, a very specific outcome that I can live with and accept, because Shai played. I thought Shai was the best player on the court. Like, Wemby has been the most impactful player in the series, no doubt in my mind about that. But Shai last night looked like the MVP and left it all out there. I thought kind of looked gassed by the end of the game, understandably so, but played great. That shot making that we kind of wanted and were missing through large parts of the series. Really unbelievable stuff. Insane. Like turnaround, deep 2-pointer, high arcing, like everything was there. The bag was on full display, and they just didn't have enough. Like, I can live with a loss like that where, you are missing 2 of your 3 creators, and just not having enough against a team that's as good as the Spurs. All due respect to them, like I can live with that.
It is the equivalent of, like, just for context, it is the equivalent of the Spurs being without Castle and Harper. Like, effectively, that's what the Thunder were without. To kind of further your point on the handlers, you can talk about the plus minus of the 2 guys Oklahoma City missed throughout the regular season. Did they need J-Dub? Did they not? Like, when it comes down to it, imagine the Spurs.
The answer is
Harper.
yes.
Imagine the Spurs without Harper and Castle in this series, and let me know how you think it goes.
Yeah.
My
big thing, I don't know, like, if I could go back in time a week and a half and I told you guys they're going to play the second half of game 3, game 4, 5, 6, and 7 without AJ Mitchell and without J-Dub, you guys probably tell me the Spurs close it in 5 or 6.
Correct.
Right. So the fact that they got it to a game 7, and honestly, like Justin said, the Spurs were able to keep the Thunder at arm's length the entire night, minus the Thunder got a lead and then gave it back right before halftime. Going into the fourth quarter, felt like they had a shot there. Minute and a half left. Shai's got to pull up 3 at the top of the key to cut it to a 1-possession game, right? Like, it's literally right there. And we can look, there's so many what ifs, right? What if Alex Caruso doesn't smoke every layup? What if, Chet Holmgren decides to shoot the basketball? What if one of these crazy Harper flatline threes don't rattle in?
What if J-Mac makes that transition 3 there in the fourth quarter?
What if Luke Cornett doesn't get the chase done? And so the fact
passes
that
it to Kaysen. That's a good point.
The fact that we get to that point with them down an all NBA wing, down a rising star and ball handler, 2 of your top 4 guys, and then the third of your top 4 guys was just a no-show all series. Like, I thought it was an incredible fight by the Thunder. Really proud of the way that they played. And here's the thing: if 1 or 2 of those plays does go their way, there's no trade Chet Holmgren talk
Yep.
going on today. There's no this or that. It's look at what they did. They're only going to get better.
Yep.
The dynasty runs through Oklahoma City. The NBA runs through Oklahoma City. So
I had that
We're-
same thought today, Jacob, of
splitting
we,
hairs.
We talked about it last year after the Thunder won of how thin the margins are in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
One shot goes the other way in last year's playoff run, and you're having meltdown conversations about J-Dub, about Chet, about any number of guys last year. Oh, the Thunder couldn't get it done. Like, what they need to go make X, Y, and Z changes tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
And now you're sitting on the flip side of that, and that's exactly what happened. I don't think all those conversations are invalid by any means, but it just illustrates how thin the margins are and how little, Wemby doesn't hit a logo 3 in game 1, and who knows what the narrative is.
Mm-hmm.
It's wild.
Yeah, you
Caruso
don't have to answer
mentioned
any
that
questions if you win.
Right. And that's the tough part. And that's what happens when you get this far in the playoffs. Caruso alluded to that as well, Justin. They were so many plays from winning both game 1s and game 7. Case and Wallace came out and said, they're an incredible team, but they're a beatable team. And I think that's fair. On the flip side, I understand where we actually have a comment in the chat about this before I was going to even mention it, but I think all the context we provided, especially from a Thunder standpoint, being in a Thunder podcast, is incredibly fair and needed to be said. At the same time, I understand where opposing fan bases or Thunder haters would say moral victories, which sure
You can call it
context-
copium all you want.
Sure,
right.
yeah.
There's truth to it. At the
doing
same
that,
time,
sure.
though, my biggest takeaway was just how fascinating it was to me what Justin said. The Spurs came out the more physical, assertive, and aggressive team in both game 6 and game 7, and maybe throughout some of those games throughout the entirety of the series. And then the shot making that they were able to provide game 7 on the road, being that young. We have to go back to the season preview or even throughout the playoffs trying to push back on some of the Spurs narratives about, they haven't been there yet. The Thunder have.
Yep.
Look at them now. It doesn't. They can only play the team in front of them. For them to be able to step up like they were able to. They were able to do what some of these Thunder guys weren't able to, given the roster that played. Alex Caruso, Case and Wallace stepped up to the occasion when it comes to hitting outside shots. But the terrible, abysmal shooting in game 6. Game 7 was a little better, still not amazing. The Spurs were able to translate that. That's where I think you have to give the Spurs their flowers, especially with how they defended and how they were able to execute.
This was an iron sharpens iron series too. It was really cool to see on both sides, who were able to rise to the occasion and actually play in this series and get better as the series went along. We found on one hand, you see that Dort, Isaiah Joe, Aaron Wiggins weren't really able to rise to that occasion. On the other, though, you saw Caruso's going to be there. Kaysen Wallace, really young player still, he's now eligible for an extension. He was able to show up. Jay Will, I thought was the best big.
Yes.
Last night
He was closing the game.
Yeah, and we said in our game
If I would have
6,
told you game 1, pre-game 1, that J Mac and Jay Will would be closing game 7.
Dude, we
You
said he
said,
should
yeah,
get. We
they
all
lost.
said on the Friday show, the preview, or Thursday, we all said Jay Will should get less minutes. We did the more or less minutes for every player, and we all said Jay Will less. And there he
Jay
was.
Will, notable Wemby and Jokic stopper.
Yeah. No kidding.
Right?
No kidding.
He's a dog.
I've got two thoughts, and they're not connected, but they're two thoughts from that little conversation there. Looking back at the series now that it's over, it was really two really hard-fought games, bookending a lot of lopsided contests in the middle. What was really fascinating was that it felt like the Thunder had two stinkers in this series, which, just frankly, if you're going to have two stinkers, you're probably not going to win a series. And that's why it's kind of shocking in hindsight the Thunder even made it to 7, to Jacob's point earlier. They were god-awful in 2 games, just handed them 2 games. But it felt like even the games that Oklahoma City won big, in quotes, felt like dogfights still. So it was a series the Thunder lost every first quarter. They were playing from behind every game. I think the part of the reason that the Spurs were able to overcome the inexperienced young situation was one, Wemby's just Wemby, but two, they didn't play from behind. Like they were up, like playing from up. They came out hot and were playing up every single game. That's where you want to be.
Great point.
And I think too, the two biggest reasons teams don't repeat in the modern era. One is health, because you're going deep into the postseason. Two is, generally speaking, if you win a title, you're not changing the roster. Most teams kind of run it back. Sam made the great move of acquiring McCain at the deadline, who, if he hadn't acquired him, this may have been over in 5.
Correct.
Correct.
I do think what's most like one of the most fun parts of this whole phenomenon of losing is like there will be some pressure now to make change. Like they're not just going to run it back. Some of that's financial. They quite literally can't run it back. But like this time last year we were podcasting, I guess it was this time 2 weeks from now podcasting, it was like, yeah, pretty much run it back. You're the best team in the world. That shit changes quickly. And they're going to have to make moves now. I think they'll be on the margins, but I'm just really excited for the offseason and what moves they're going to make. And they can't run it back this time. And we'll have a very different Thunder team taking on the Spurs at some point in the playoffs next year.
The health thing,
they definitely can't. They can't run it back, but like you said, I don't think it's super reactionary from losing a game 7. I want to
some
ask
of
you
it's
guys
the
a
state of their
question.
contracts, which we've known was coming for a year, right?
I want to ask you guys a question, and I don't want any context. I want a one-word answer from each of you. Okay,
Taylor, you hear that?
That means I get like a 5.
Oh boy.
If you were to get a fully healthy J-Dub and Chet goes out in game 2, do the Thunder win the series? JD?
Yes.
Taylor?
Yes.
Justin?
No.
Nick?
No.
Interesting. Okay.
That is an interesting question, though.
I think they do, but
I think Chet's defensive impact has been undervalued because of how loud his offensive deficiencies were,
I
especially in
agree with
Game
that.
7.
That's probably true.
He had some really good moments on defense, and he had some really good moments on Wemby. And they get overshadowed by the highlight plays of Wemby just dunking it through his soul. But you think Dub's changing that? Like Dub was having Wemby dunk over him 20 times in game 1. I think that's what the rest of the games would look like more so with that. Like, yes, you have Hart, yes, you have J. Will, but like you'd probably get more Dub on Wemby minutes, which probably results in a lot of easy baskets for the Freak.
I agreed. I also think we're completely as good as J. Will and Hart were, and as good as you can be against Wemby, who was incredible. We're not calling them Wemby stoppers, right? But you combine that with what J-Dub is able to provide you offensively, and also the release valve that I talked about earlier when Shai's getting those coverages. The defense having to play a little more one-on-one in that regard because of what Dub provides. Like, I think if you're getting the offensive output that we saw from Dub, even with an injured wrist last playoffs, I think that is a huge swing in this playoff series, even if you don't have Chet.
The health
guys
thing
wanna
that you hit
continue?
on, Nick, real quick, the health thing I think is something that I've spent quite a bit of time thinking about today, which is if you look back post-COVID, Bucks derailed by injuries trying to defend their title. Warriors derailed by injuries trying to defend their title. 23
Nuggets.
was Nuggets. Nuggets were not derailed by injuries. Actually,
But every team they
just
played
lost.
against also was hurt in their
Yeah,
run. And
true.
they played the
24
Heat in the finals.
Right. Great point. 24 Celtics derailed by injuries, and then 25 Thunder derailed by injury. It is like everyone's been talking about, we're going to get the 8th different champion. And when you look back, it's literally every team has basically hit the injury wall the following year in the playoffs. Now, you can debate whether that's a correlation or a causation. Like, is playing so late in so many games and like not getting as much of an offseason the cause for that come the playoffs the next year? I don't know. But what it was for me was a sobering reminder of all the, this is the next dynasty talk. Like, we got an 8-year sample size now that says tap the brakes. it's not to say the Spurs are not going to be amazing next year, but can they avoid the fate that has befallen the last handful of champions before them? Because the Thunder could not.
And the Thunder did make it the farthest out of any of those teams.
Yeah, that's true.
You need luck. And the Thunder had a pretty easy first and second round series. And it's just really hard. Like Sam Vecini put it in context. He's like, in the 2020s, with the style of play now, you can't really play 200 games in 20 months and remain healthy.
Right.
And that's a gigantic set of games.
If we want to take especially this season more than ever, accumulated from like the past season or two, where you had all these soft tissue injuries. Obviously, last year during the playoffs, it was all the calf and Achilles injuries, right? This season, it was more so broadly like about soft tissue injuries, which the Thunder had their fair share of. If you're going to apply all these stats, and there's some people out there who have done a really great job of tracking all of this and blaming the amount of games combined with the fast-paced 5-out style of play, you also have to apply that when it comes to what you're alluding to, Justin, which is the ability to be able to go deep in a postseason run.
Well, and there's other factors, even the regular season. Like, that talking point is kind of faded, but the Thunder missed the second most games due to injury in the league this year.
Yeah.
Like, it was the whole season. It wasn't just the playoff run. The fact that they locked up the 1 seed with the amount of time that guys missed this year is a feat in of itself. The fact that they had the playoff run they had with the injuries they had is another feat. Like, I thought Daignault today, he said something about, Dub and AJ are ceiling risers, but we credit the high floor that we have. And I thought that was a really great way of putting it. The high floor of this Thunder team and the depth that we have talked about as such a strength of this team is why it wasn't worse.
That's a great point, and not why they weren't able to overcome.
And maybe that can transition us into a little bit of off-season talk, if you guys want, because I have some thoughts on that. Do we want to jump right into that, or do we want to do some trivia first?
Let's go off-season.
Okay. Talking about the ceiling raisers versus like the high floor guys. Lots of roster stuff could happen this summer, and we can debate who's on the team, who's off the team, etc. I think we've kind of identified who those. When I think of floor raisers, I'm thinking of 82 game players versus 16 game players. And I think we kind of started to be able to make a line of demarcation there, where we can put players on one side or the other.
Can I make just a quick point? I think both are very important.
Absolutely.
Isaiah Joe is very clearly at 82, and I think everybody's calling for his head because he's not a 16. But you still got to play 82.
You don't get the 1 seed without Isaiah Joe.
Yeah,
totally.
Right.
But then Isaiah Joe's not going to play playoff minutes for you. Yeah. Also, just a quick aside, because I had this thought while you guys were chatting as well. Talking about like things they can change, blah, blah, blah. Can you imagine being like, I don't know, like a Phoenix fan or a Lakers fan, or
you're so far away,
like a Houston fan? It's like, bro, you're playing two different sports right now.
Well, I 100%. Can, because we literally saw the discourse that happened the entirety of this series from these fan bases who know they're so far away and therefore have to discredit every single thing.
They're so far away that the Thunder must be cheating. And that's
unfortunately,
why the gap is so
that's
wide.
Coming for the Spurs as well if they continue to find success, which they will.
But the NBA season ends in disappointment for 29 teams' fan bases.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And Oklahoma City
ends on a loss except for the champs.
Exactly. And everybody else, Oklahoma City's in a better position than 27 other teams in the NBA. And I think as much as, the disappointment is real because of how close you were to making it back to the finals and getting to watch this team compete for a championship again, the fact of the matter is there are 27 other teams that would happily trade their position for where the Thunder are right now. And it's been a minute coming off a championship season since we've had to experience this, because the last time was when they got bounced by the Mavs, which feels like a lifetime ago.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's kind of the feeling I've had today. Is all of us on this podcast, we've been on like an upward trajectory for what feels like so long, and now we're in maybe not an upward, maybe like we're not going down, but
Speed
it's
bump.
just a different. It's different. It's a different feeling right now.
Yep.
It's yeah, like Nick was saying, like you can't just keep running it back now. Like the core that you all saw when you clicked on this YouTube video in our intro, that team, that identity is now going to need to evolve.
That's yes. I'm glad you didn't
so-
say
it's
alter
so
or change.
fun.
It's evolve.
It is
fun.
fun.
It's
'Cause I
like
think they need to get like, in terms of traits, all their strengths right now are depth, are in guard defense, are in defense overall is number one. Forcing turnovers is number one. I just wonder if that needs to change to them getting a little bit bigger, maybe a little bit more offensively tilted, like getting some shooting, and you can sacrifice some of that depth. But I don't know. That's what the offseason is
I
for.
think a little plug for the Patreon subscriptions. Nick and I talked about we did our draft preview or our first draft bonus pod here a couple months ago, and one of the things I think I mentioned there, and maybe alluded to here on this podcast, in front of the paywall also though, is like you have, yeah, that wouldn't be great.
I'm a Cowboys fan. I can relate.
Yeah. I think Cowboys still had more success than the
Bro,
Kings.
the Kings fans, though, imagine being a Kings fan. You're watching De'Aaron Fox
Yeah.
and Mike Brown. Who
Do you
else?
think Kings fans care anymore?
Watching De'Aaron Fox, what?
In the finals?
Yeah, but okay. So's Dylan Jones.
Okay, that was the most
I hope-
unfair comparison I've ever
I
heard.
want Dylan Jones to get another ring. So
How
bad.
awesome would
so
that
funny.
be? That would be incredible.
I'm
could
not
not
saying the
compare-
same level of player, but like, good grief. It's not
If
like
you
De'Aaron
trade
Fox
for Anthony
built the
Davis,
Spurs
you get the
final.
number one pick. If you trade for Dylan Jones or sign Dylan Jones, you
Does
win the
Jeremy
championship.
Sohan get a ring either way?
Yes.
Yes,
Goated. That's how you
ring
see it.
merchant. Balloons for Sohan.
Do you
hell?
just sell that ring if you're so
I don't.
Yeah.
I don't like that guy.
I all that to say, Silva, I think you bring up a good point in that you don't have to completely give up your identity to be able to evolve. The term you used earlier, you can you can be a little more offensively tilted in comparison to what this current iteration of the Thunder is, while still maintaining that same identity and brand of basketball.
I'm really looking forward to, like, there was a swing in every game of this series. Spurs would throw a punch in game one, Thunder threw a punch in game two. That just kept alternating. But now I feel like I'm really excited to see those alternating punches, but across years and series and like team evolutions. Like, because the Thunder now, like, the decisions they make, they're gonna have that 7'6" French bastard in mind. Like that's
Underrated
that's
part
it
of this
now.
series that hasn't been talked about enough is finally the NBA has a new, potentially with the potential being a legendary rivalry forming, which the league has needed for a long time.
And it's been fun so far. Like the clip of the Jackals in front of the arena, and then the Thunder drummers came up and started playing. Like that felt like something you would
I
see
think those people do math.
out of
College football.
that looked like something you would see out of like at the Cotton Bowl for OU Texas or something. Like that doesn't feel. There's not been an NBA rivalry that has felt like that in a long time.
Hey,
What's cool though? Just I'm sorry. I know one more, Jacob. One more. What's cool is for the first time in a while, the Thunder get to play the underdog card or like be the underdog.
Thank God.
They're not going to be. I mean, not that they're not going to be discussed as a darling on national podcasts and such, because they're still obviously an incredible team. But for the entire season, especially the 24-1 start, every podcast was just glazing this team. Like that. That's over for now.
Yep.
It's going to be the Spurs.
The chip on the shoulders back, which this team
the
thrives
Thunder,
on.
like it is
Chip
the
on the
Spurs
shoulder.
running the West for sure.
Back, chip on the-
I think the other part that's fascinating is I think regardless of how the finals go, this is going to be the case, but especially if the Spurs lose in the finals, the same players the Thunder are going to be trying to trade for to improve on the margins are the same players the Spurs are going to be looking to trade for to improve on the margins.
and in the foreseeable future,
Yeah,
which
it's
is what
going to be
Dub
this
alluded
weird
to.
arms race where like these teams are very similar in build and trajectory, and it's like
play style.
you want Trey Murphy? Well, yeah, that we just lost in the finals, and we also want Trey Murphy. Oh, you want this? So it's going to be super interesting. It's more than just the on-court rivalry.
Yeah.
Both these teams are loaded with picks. They're super young. It's just going to be so cool.
We'll talk about media day, but Dub, one of his comments was
Not media day.
It was
Exit interviews.
I'm looking at the outline. Exit
fault.
interviews. Yeah, media day.
That wasn't
Yeah.
media
You
day.
should just start putting crazy shit on the outline for Taylor to
I
read.
know, just for me to
He'll
read
believe
off.
anything
It's
he
like
reads.
Anchorman.
I don't think about it before I read it off. It's like Anchorman.
JD Silva is the goat. What?
Dub did say it was so interesting that it felt like they were playing a mirror image of themselves.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Absolutely. Let's take a quick break from the chat and let's do some Prairie sponsored trivia, and then we'll dive into some of the off-season moves we think they could make.
Let's do it. Prairie Trivia brought to you by Prairie Artisan Ales, where you can play trivia every Sunday afternoon. You can also drink things like Tropical Trail, which is a sour ale made with mango, blood orange, strawberry, cherry, and vanilla.
Hold on. Mango,
Sounds delightful.
blood orange, or blood, orange, comma?
Blood orange.
Okay.
Tropical Trail, not Tropical Sacrifice. We're gonna take a slightly refreshed approach to trivia tonight. We're gonna throw the whiteboards out the window, and we're just gonna do this thing rapid fire. So
gonna say we're
cap
gonna
that
raw
marker,
dog it.
Mr. Crane. We're I promise this is not Taylor's idea.
Taylor, make sure you throw your
but-
whiteboard away.
That's right.
Still in my garage.
I'm
For what
looking.
it's worth, JD still has my championship ring.
Actually,
You guys
I have
both
it.
live
I
in
gave it to
I
Norway.
have
Taylor.
it now.
Taylor has it.
Unbelievable.
I would say-
I looked.
Trade a ring for a whiteboard.
I looked at overarching playoff stats, just as to kind of put a bow on the season, put a bow on the playoff run, and maybe put our recency bias aside and look at how the Thunder and specifically certain Thunder players performed across the playoffs this year. So,
Fun.
the first question: Shai led OKC in scoring during the playoffs with 27.6 points per game.
All free throws, am I right?
Oh, brother. Who was second? Who was the second leading scorer
there-
across the
is there
playoff
a-
run?
In
Is
what?
there a games minimum? Or yeah, is there a games minimum?
Points per game. No,
Alex
J-Dub.
Caruso.
not Dub.
AJ.
Not Caruso. AJ.
Got
AJ Mitchell at 15.1 points per game. Do you want to keep going? Who's third?
Third was Dub.
No.
Caruso.
Chet?
Oh.
Chet Holmgren, 14.9.
A lot of that
Then
stuff
Dub
played half games.
at 14.4. And then Caruso at 11.
That's a sad statistic that tells you everything you need to know about the injury. If your second best
Bingo.
player is 15-1 and didn't play very much.
True.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Two of the top four leading scorers in the playoffs injured to close out the stretch. Huge.
Tough to overcome.
Tough to overcome.
If you looked at the playoff statistics for the Thunder this season, including games played, minutes played, overall points scored, all that kind of stuff, and you didn't know the outcome, you would definitely say they did not win a title.
Mm-hmm. It's fair.
Yep. Next question. Who led OKC in 3-point percentage in the playoffs?
I'm torn. Case and
I'm gonna,
Wallace.
I'm gonna go Case and Wallace.
It's Case and Wallace. I didn't. I thought we'd have some more incorrect guesses before we got to Queso. Queso,
thinking of Caruso, but-
48.4.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's outrageous.
48.4 on 4.1 attempts per game.
It's really good.
Get yourself a bag, Queso.
Can't wait to
Insane.
talk about him in the next section.
Silva,
Media
you
Day.
said Caruso. Caruso was second at 44.6. Insane, given how his regular
Insane.
season was on 4.9 attempts a game. Then J-Dub was third, 41.7%. Those are the only three 40%
God, he was
three-point shooters.
so good. He was
So good.
Oh, yeah.
so good.
Yep.
He was excellent. Then you had Jared McCain at 37.1. on
That's surprising. I
4.5
thought it would be
attempts a
lower
game.
because I felt like he didn't have his three ball.
He had some high highs and some low lows in terms of his percentages. Next question. Who were the top 3 Thunder players in assists per game in the playoffs?
Shai's one.
Shai is one.
Hart,
You got the
two.
easy one. What'd you say, Nick?
Hart.
Hart is 4th.
Oh,
AJ.
AJ is second at 4.3 assists. Shai was 7.9. I don't remember
Is
if I said
J-Dub
that.
third?
J-Dub is third at
Yeah.
2.8. So
That
again,
checks out.
2 of the 3.
it was anecdotal of like, oh, they're top, 2 of their top 3 ball handlers, but it was also factual when it came
Creators.
to creating offense. It was Shai, AJ, and Dub, and you were missing AJ and Dub down the stretch. It's tough.
Tough.
Last but not least, who played more minutes in the playoffs? Jalen Williams or Aaron Wiggins?
That's an easy one.
Oh my
No,
God.
the way you said that makes me
I
think
think it's J-Dub.
Wiggins.
I think it's J-Dub.
I think it's J-Dub.
Dub played 107. Aaron Wiggins played 104.
Wow.
That tells you all you need to know.
Aaron Wiggins played in 13 games. Jalen Williams played in 4 1/4.
Yeah, that checks out.
Yep.
It's crazy.
Sure could have used him.
Aaron Wiggins played in how many games?
13.
Holy shit.
It
Some
was
of that's
garbage.
blowout.
Garbage time. Garbage time.
I was gonna say a lot of
No,
garbage time.
I know, but like, holy cow.
Probably all 8 of the first 2 series in garbage time, and then 5 of the 7.
Yeah.
Really
Out of
weird season for
necessity.
him. He just didn't have it.
Yep. The only players that played less, Kenrich Williams played 60 minutes, and Nikola Topic played 51.
Wiggins was an underrated disappointment. Like, I think everyone kind of accepted before the playoffs that he probably
Yeah.
wasn't going to be great, but like, you could probably argue if he wasn't great in the last playoff run, they may not have won the title. With how
I don't
Yeah,
think
he's
you can
100%.
probably. I think you can just
It's
say
crucial.
that.
And I think you
Yep.
could also say if he was the same guy he was last playoffs, we'd probably be doing a finals preview right now.
Yes.
True.
Also true.
Thank you, Aaron.
Which is why there's still a lot of interest
Thank
out there
you,
for,
Aaron.
for Wiggins. Aaron Wiggins. Not Andrew.
Not Andrew. Not Andrew. Well, thanks for playing.
was
Should we
fun.
hit some
was fun.
super chats?
Yes.
Yes. I can run through these. We got one from our guy, Griffey. Grateful to have this community.
Thanks,
Shout out
Griffey. We're,
Thankful
Thank
for
you,
you.
Griffey.
we're thankful for you too.
He also said he wanted to give me a kiss on the head.
Which
Which
head?
one?
Oh no.
Hello. He said forehead, specifically. Our guy, David Skelton, said, Bam is the answer. We'll make Wemby work on both ends. We'll be back next year, and I blame everything on Nick.
And I blame everything.
very
on
funny.
Nick. Bam would be incredible.
Elton got
That is
everything
going to
in
be
one super chat.
expensive.
I will respond. Bam could be the answer. Bam's not getting traded. We'll make Wemby work on both ends. Nobody's doing that.
No.
I encourage listeners, go do extensive research and try to find the guy that's going to stop Wemby.
OG Ananobi, baby.
Mitchell
I-
Robinson.
I'm going to tell you right now, you're not going to find the guy. We'll be back next year. I blame everything on Nick. Could be back next year. I think that like this is going to be the most doomsday comment on this entire show. It's really easy to lose after you win a chip and say they'll be back next year. But history actually tells you you lose in the second round, and it's like now you're 2 years removed and not even a
The pressure
thought
builds.
anymore. Yeah. Truthfully, the Thunder could and should be back in the Western Conference Finals next year with the chance to go to the finals. They could also lose in the second round or again in the Western Conference Finals, and all of a sudden it's like the way we're thinking about the Nuggets now, like you won it in 23 and haven't been
Yeah.
back since. All of a sudden you're the Nuggets.
Got to stay healthy.
Yeah.
Next one from Skelton. Need another wing, creator, and big for depth.
It's a lot of things to need.
It's a lot of things.
Well, they
It's
have
basically every position.
Two of those things were
they have
just
a Thomas
injured.
Torber. They have Nikola Topic.
Heyo.
They have an All NBA wing who didn't play in the playoffs.
Or half the
Yes.
season.
Yes.
And to Nick's point, those are 3 positions that all 30 teams, regardless of where they are in a rebuild or championship contention, are looking for.
Yep. Next one from William Niffin. I'm going to need you to mail me those cigs after that BS last night.
Brother, I put him in the trash can, but
Yep.
you can go to OnQ and buy him for $6.
Jacob
like a-
shouted at halftime, everyone here should get a complimentary cigarette.
Was I
Next
wrong?
one from our...
You were not.
Yeah. from the heart of the show,
That's
Dave.
incredible.
Dave says, "Guys, it's time to stand together and trust Presti is a freaking awesome GM. It sucks, but I'll be back next season. Hope you're back on Thursday, Dave.
Shout out
whenever our
Dave.
next show is.
Dave did his part just like he did last year.
Yep.
Dave was
Blame Dave.
the most
Nope.
consistent role player for the Thunder this offseason.
Yes. Hey, we lost out on that Ian guy on our Thursday show. Said if they
Yeah.
win, I'll donate $500. We missed out.
Thunder cost us $500.
Come on, Thunder.
From Sauce. For all the talk of Wembanyama's mythical fatigue, I don't think he looked tired at any point. Yet another example of load management working. Yeah, I kept
thought it was
praying that he
Caruso.
would get tired, and
I did
Yeah.
think he looked tired at times.
Agreed.
There was
But
a very clear
he just pushed
difference
through.
between games they lost. He took like almost 50% of his shots from three and did not rebound. Games they won, he got to the rim and he did rebound.
But
he said he was fueled by jealousy and hatred.
Yeah.
Just
That's
like
what
Silva.
He said post game.
Yep.
Did he really say that?
he did.
Oh,
They did.
dude, that guy's
something-
so corny.
Something along the lines of, you never want to give into those emotions too much, but I had to tap into them for this series.
Talking like
to
he's
perform
Anakin
it.
Like
Skywalker.
Shai,
and-
like Shai winning MVP.
He
the
did hang out
jealousy
with
of
the
that.
monks.
Yeah.
He is the.
I wish
next
the
GOAT.
monks would have beat his ass.
I don't
They,
think
maybe
do
they
that.
did.
Like a drum.
Yeah.
There is
will
a
he be
point
able
with
to-
the load management thing, though. With the injury thing we just
Agreed.
talked about, like there's something to that.
The sad part though is with how good the Spurs are, the ability to load manage and still get the top seed is now out the window.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
I knew what we were going to see from Wemby. I was more
Do I care about the
impressed.
top seed now?
Jacob, you took the
Bro.
words out of my mouth.
Exactly.
I saw the
Don't
tweet.
change
I saw
tune.
the tweet
Stop
today.
Stop it.
Road teams have a winning record in Game 7s post-pandemic.
That's great. That's great.
It is great. It's a fact, Nick.
You'd rather have 4 home games. I'm sorry.
Sure,
I'd rather be
but
healthy. I'd rather be
it-
healthy than have 4 home games.
Exactly.
It doesn't. It doesn't matter as
managing
much as it
regular
used
And
to.
so
Not-
that makes me wonder. Wemby's this ultra super competitive person, obviously, right? He wants a ring more than anything, but he also wants an MVP more than anything. Does he force the Spurs' hand to play him, not load manage throughout next season, which results in a more fatigued, or
Exactly.
hopefully not injured Wemby? Like that's
Jealousy
all
and
these-
hatred gonna get you injured.
One
Wemby.
trophy, but not another. Like again, there's so many factors.
The
sorry,
best explanation I've
for all
read
teams.
for the dissolution of home court advantage in recent years is dating apps. Because someone said now that they're on the road, the guys don't have to stay out at the club all night trying to cheat on their wife. They can just do it from an
very funny.
app and have a well-rested night of sleep.
It's very
And
funny.
I am choosing to believe that that's the reason.
Bring back
just-
Magic City, Luke
I just-
Cornett.
I think that
Man.
you could tell the Thunder players everyone's playing 45 games next year. Definitely make the playoffs and we'll be you could get hurt in game 1 of the first.
Agreed.
That's
Correct.
a stupid.
You could get hurt in between games like Mitchell Robinson.
Yes.
Yep.
I just think
Thomas
want-
Sorber.
Mitchell
before
Robinson's
the
a bit
season
of a
started.
weirdo. I wonder what he did
he's
with
a
that pinky.
he's a country boy.
He drives
Country
a
boy.
truck that has like 11 inches lifted with like massive tires.
Big old
He also-
truck.
You guys seen that?
He also-
He
He
lives
his
in New York
toenail.
City.
He tore his
Hell yeah,
toenail
brother.
off, signed it, and mailed it to somebody. That's
Yeah.
how we get the next pandemic. Speaking of, did they ever sink that ship?
Now that everybody got off the ship and they're back at their home countries now, and
Huh?
now I'm talking about the hantavirus ship.
The hantavirus.
I didn't hear about that.
Yeah. It's very funny. All right, next one.
Hey, it's very funny. They have like a 50% death rate.
I don't know. Next one from the Wolverine. 24 hours later, still hurts, but we're gonna be okay. We didn't have Dub and AJ. It is what it is. On to the next season. Unfortunately, it's by Dort.
We will talk about that last point here soon.
Yes. Next one from 7ish. After Shai's comments today, no one should be talking about Dub or Chet being traded. Also, J-Mac allows you to move on from Joe. We still have Topic.
Before Shay's comments today, nobody should have been talking about Dub or Chet being traded. The only people doing it want clicks, likes, retweets, or some kind of payment.
That
Nick
was
Wright.
my thing, Nick. It was the
I was going to say
same.
that was Taylor.
Nick
That was
Wright.
me.
Nick Wright's tweet was Dub and Chet,
Brainworms.
which is like $80 million, and coming back to OKC was like 20. I'm like,
What was
At
the
least-
trade?
What was the trade?
God,
Wasn't it
He
for
had
Anthony Davis?
he had
I'm gonna
one
do it live.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
one
do it
was
live.
Anthony Davis. Which
Chet
was
for
Chet
AD.
and
straight
Dub
up.
mind-numbing.
Chet
No.
for AD straight up.
Yes, and then he
No,
had
okay,
a worse
that one was
one.
bad.
This one's
The
worse.
one that I'm
His
talking
brother
about.
eat meth.
The one I'm
He
talking
kind
about.
of looks like it, if we're being honest.
Wow.
But guys, his adopted son is really good at basketball. He used that excuse on the Bill Simmons podcast.
Oh no, it was Jason McIntyre who's. the
Oh, that
biggest
guy's
Thunder
insane.
fan.
I hate that guy.
He said J-Dub, Chet, Wiggins, and 4 first-round picks for Giannis.
What the
What?
hell?
Actually, if you include Wiggins, that's more like
What is it, 2019?
it's close to
Jeez.
$100 million for Giannis. Tell me how that works.
So this is one of my biggest takeaways from
That's
NBA
wild.
Twitter last night, NBA X, whatever you want to call it now. After the game, is
Not
all
calling
these
NBA
same
X.
accounts that were talking. I know, it sounds like a porn site.
Oh.
All the same exact media heads, all the same exact fans that are complaining about, or were complaining about Shai's flopping, the Thunder's unethical hoops, they're getting away with foul calls, refs want OKC to win, were the same exact accounts and people after the game when the Thunder lost, trying to improve the Thunder to beat the Spurs by trading for Giannis or fill in the blank player.
And funny enough, this is.
I thought they were unwatchable and you didn't want them to win.
This further proves the fact of like getting clicks and stuff. The same like Lake Show Yo accounts that
Yeah.
we're all familiar with
Luka
are now
77.
tweeting about like Brunson and Wemby throwing his 61-point ball in this. It's like none of these people are actually doing this because it's their opinions. They're doing it for
Correct.
clicks,
Yeah, none of
which
it's
is
genuine
the
or
most
none of
brain-rotted app ever that we're all addicted to.
none
Lakers
of it's
fans,
done in good faith.
Streaming live to Brain Rotted app now.
Laker
is the
fans
internet.
all want the Thunder to trade their players to LA. Like, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Aaron Wiggins and Isaiah Joe, you better give up 2 first-round picks if we're taking them on. I'm like, brother, they'd be your 4th and 5th best player.
They
do you
need
mean
That-
starting.
you know that
Take them on.
there's that Mavericks fan or Luca fan, Coop or whatever, that we all hate. He tweeted today. Wemby number 1, gap. Luca number 2, gap. Shea. And I'm like, you are humiliating yourself.
He quit.
Why are
he
you
quit
doing
cheering for the Mavericks this season and was rooting for Luca and the
That is
Lakers
just-
because
I
Luka
thought
got
that was a
traded.
girl.
No,
Are you sure
I
it's a
don't know.
guy?
I have no idea.
no, it's a guy.
Are you sure?
Mm-hmm.
You've seen him?
The teddy
Well.
bear thing.
Is
They're in the
Abby
co-
is a
they're in-
teddy bear with the Mavs jersey. He's a guy?
Coop.
Is he
It's just
12?
You think-
could be.
Like the more I say this out loud, the guy
Taylor's
has an
evidence
Abby-
seems flimsy.
The guy has an Abby with a teddy bear wearing a Mavs jersey.
This is gonna hit.
And Taylor just goes,
Coop. Coop.
Well, they're in the chair in the hotel room watching all this happen.
That account doesn't know anything about ball.
They're
oh
stupid.
my
That.
gosh.
They're stupid.
Any more supers?
Yes, 2 more. Another one from Skelton. I'm most excited about this loss transforming Shea.
I think
Yeah.
Shea trains hard as hell in the offseason regardless. It doesn't really matter.
Correct. Agreed.
But he will be better next year for sure.
He'll be better.
Also, he wasn't healthy.
Yeah, and then last
I'm
one.
I'm waiting for that news. Taylor's never gonna let anyone hear the end of it if they announce.
Shai
that
Gilgeous-Alexander
Shea is
had a successful procedure on his left wrist and right index finger. It's coming.
Shea arm replacement.
It's coming.
injured. Shea was patient 0 for the hantavirus.
Yes. Last super chat from Q-Tip. Don't know if you guys talked about it, but in case it's exit interview, he seemed like he wanted a bigger role. We're gonna get to it. Don't
That
you
sounds like a segue.
Sounds like a segue to the off season.
Paul Blart.
That's what I was thinking too, Nick.
Oh,
What?
he rides that.
Mall
Segue.
cop on a
There's
Segway.
no way you're thinking that.
Yeah. It's like somebody's gonna make a cop joke, and yeah.
We're both brain rotted.
Yeah.
Two idiots, man. What do we do with these guys?
That's that Owasso education for you.
There you go.
The words Paul Blart have never voluntarily entered my brain.
Oh my
That's the
gosh.
first thing I think of when I think of a Segway. It's like him riding around. Yeah. Anyways.
Spelled the same.
Don't you wish you could just take 10 minutes to go on an enchanted little tour through Taylor's brain?
Uh-huh.
Yes.
All the
You know
misspelled
the scene
words.
in Willy Wonka where they go through the tunnel
Yes.
and there's like rainbow colors and you see like a chicken getting their head cut off and all that. That's how I envision it.
Yeah.
It's all sunshine and rainbows until it isn't.
Oh my gosh. All right. I don't know how we want to do this. Let's do this. I'm gonna give you guys a Thunder player's name. You're gonna tell me roll stays the same, roll goes up, roll goes down, or off the team. Okay?
Okay.
All of us or one of us or what?
You're just gonna make a group. This is group work. You got to come to a consensus.
Oh, Knicks guy Arian coming in with some breaking news for OKC.
What?
Oklahoma City's Aaron. Again, a lot of people have come at me for defending Arian.
Would you just read the tweet?
Read the tweet.
Oklahoma City's Aaron Wiggins growed frustrated with his reduced role and inconsistent playing time, sources say, could eventually seek opportunities elsewhere via trade request.
I don't think that's news.
You should.
Yeah.
He seemed frustrated in his presser today.
Okay, here we go. Let's start with Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Stays the same. Roll goes up, down, or is off the team.
Off the team. Shai the Raptor.
I did see someone tweet earlier. Now Shai's going to go to the Spurs, and that was what KD
Yeah,
did.
that's-
And
That
Yes.
was Justin in the group text, wasn't
That
it?
I did say that because
You said
this
it,
is
yeah.
why you can't hurt me. The Western
we've-
Conference Finals loss, you cannot hurt me.
Can't hurt me.
Because Shai going to the Spurs would be the equivalent of what we've already gone
would.
through as a fan base.
it would. That's same though. for
Same.
Shai.
Has to be.
Yep. We're not talking about improvement. We're talking about role. And his role will stay the
Yes.
same.
Roll on the team
Workload.
next year. Isaiah Hartenstein.
I think it stays
If he's on the
same.
team,
I think he's on the team, and I think it stays the same.
agreed.
Nick, you have any other thoughts about that?
Nope.
J-Dub.
It will increase compared to this year because I'm hoping
Yeah.
he'll play 82 games. But in terms of importance, I think we all know how important Dub is to this team and what his role should be.
Chet Holmgren.
Same.
Same.
Stays the
I
same.
mean, I would like to advocate for more on offense in a way. Like he needs to. Is this the time where we want to discuss Chet? Like he's been the kind of the scapegoat, if you will, of this series, and everyone's saying, can he even play against the Spurs? Was he worth the max contract? Yes, he was worth the max contract. But like, he needs
Especially
to be
no
in the lab.
escalators.
He needs to be in the lab all offseason because he was
Yep.
not a top 5 player on the
And
Thunder in this series.
Silva-
and
And then somebody tweeted out some highlight reel of him.
Yes, I was going to bring
yeah.
this up.
Pre-hip injury, not pre-foot injury against LeBron after he came back from that. And he does look like a different player. So I
It was
wanna-
against the Spurs too. That video was
was,
against the Spurs a couple years ago.
A younger Spurs with CP3
But-
and rookie
but-
Wemby.
but
But
still.
still, I agree. The assertiveness was there. I'm with you, Silva. I want to lean bigger role because if he can regain some of that, that's going to be significant. If not, we're looking at a potentially plateaued player when it comes to like overall ceiling.
And it's 3-point shooting mostly is what I'm thinking about. Like he needs to take
That
5+ a game
It's
every single
speed.
night, no matter what.
it's got to speed up.
His shot is so slow. And
So
and
slow.
again, when that clip that's been going around Twitter today, it's just jarring how like he was a quick release shooter a couple years ago.
Now there's a load
And-
up process.
Yes.
Yes, now it's trying to load up a trebuchet. Like that's what it looks like. He's got to like get it up just in time for Devin Vassell to come block him.
And this
Same.
has been especially disappointing for me because he's been like my favorite Thunder player since he was drafted. Just the idea of Chet, he's such a winning, helpful player, and he always has been, and he's always had like this mentality that I've loved of just always, if he's on the court, like everyone says this, since he's been on the Thunder, they've been the number 1 seed. And like he's just a winning, impactful player, a little quirky with how thin he is. It seems like his offensive upside has yet to be tapped into. but damn, he was just looked. I mean, he's getting compared to Ben Simmons. Right now.
His competitive motor has been something that
by idiots
also. His competitive motor and a guy that wants the smoke has been so much a part of his narrative. Yeah. And that's what I think was so jarring against the Spurs is he looked like a shell of himself in that regard. He looked defeated. He looked in his head. He looked scared. He looked indecisive. And none of those things is how I would characterize the rest of his entire career.
No.
He broke his foot in that Pro-Am game trying to block LeBron on a fast break.
Yeah.
Like that's the guy that motor just didn't feel present in this series.
Yeah. And I want him to be more emotional as a player. Like the nonchalant stuff with Wemby, I would love if he hated Wemby as much as Wemby hated him. Like he might need some kind of edge like that in that series. Like, and I know Nick, you're saying it's not going to happen with the PR training and stuff that he's always had. But I mean, whatever it takes for him to play.
You can speak that hatred on the court without having to be vocal.
Right. That's what I mean. I don't mean him coming out and saying I hate Wemby and yada yada. I just mean play with anger.
He has that internal motivation already. I think what people are mistaking, and not you, Silva, is that he doesn't possess that. He does. Will his body allow him to improve? Yeah, and we'll see.
Yeah. And like everyone's acting like the dude's 30 and can't get better. He's 24. He's 8 months older.
Turned 24.
He's 8 months older than Yaxel. So everybody wants an OKC as like this new rookie. Like, come on.
That's a great point.
Awful in the series. Like he does not deserve a pass. He does not deserve anything other than what he's getting on social media. But he will be better.
And he's not
a lot of players fail in the playoffs like that and come back better.
Like immediately, like Evan Sidery with the contract screenshot of me. I'm like, brother, it's so dumb. He's
not a good contract.
I hate the rage bait engagement kind of stuff.
Reactionary.
Like the rookie max contract, and he didn't even take escalators on his deal.
Right.
The rookie max contract is the rookie max contract. It's a % of the cap. If you're pissed off about the number 41 million, but you're okay with the guy that was signed to the same deal 3 years ago at 35 million, it's the same damn number. Like, don't look at contracts with the dollars. It's a percentage thing. And Chet Holmgren is all NBA, all-star, second best defender in the world. That is a max contract player.
First team all defense NBA champion.
Yes.
Absolutely. All right, next one. Remember, we're doing role stays the same, goes up, goes down, wears off the team. Last starter, Lou against Dort.
Off the team.
I think so, too.
Barring a, hey, Rich, I want to be here. I don't care about money, which is not going to happen. He's gone.
I agree.
I agree.
And if he does stay, it's in a reduced role.
I did think. Can he come back and not start?
Yes.
Yes, and he would have to.
That's part of the negotiation. Like,
yeah,
if he comes back and Rich Paul's like, hey, Lou really wants to be here, $10 million a year, you can't say no to that. The conversation is that's fine, but he's not starting.
I don't think Jacob's point was will or won't the Thunder do that. Is will Lou Dort accept a new contract, knowing that's the case?
Okay, I'll say this: Lou Dort has accepted a diminishing role every single season with no complaints, and that is hard.
I think he loves Oklahoma City.
He does. Like he went from Shai got hurt in 21 to like he was the number one offensive guy. Like he was hitting corner 3 game winners. Like he was the guy. To like down to like he was averaging like 15 a game to like 12 to 8.
Sure.
Like the dude was taking like 4 shots in a lot of games this year, like barely anything.
Yep.
He if anybody's gonna do that, it's him. I just don't see a world where it's like, okay, I won't start. I'll also come off the bench. I'll also take less money. That's just a lot.
Yep.
He's got to do what's best for him.
He's done his service, man. He's an
undrafted.
That's he deserves somewhere else with a lot of money.
Man, that's going to be a sad parting though.
Yep.
If it does.
Next up,
your Thunder.
Sure.
Yep.
And Thunder success story that Presti and Martin just raved about.
Yeah.
AJ Mitchell.
More?
I think it's increased role, and I don't think it's close.
Yeah.
I agree. I think his ball handling and creation ability proved itself this year. I know coming into the season, it was like you wanted to see AJ, you wanted to see Topic. I think that with how good he got, how quickly, Topic is going to have to come out looking like Steve Nash to even dent that conversation at all.
What's going to be really interesting, and I'm going to wait to fully get into this until we talk about another player. We were all advocating for AJ to start. Like we all said, no brainer, or at least me. I was like, no brainer. AJ's got to start next year. That's got to happen. But there's this other guy that Jacob, go ahead and.
Well, before we go to Kaysen, I think I didn't get the answer. We're just gonna move on without me.
Yeah.
Spoiler.
I think the answer is bigger role. I would not take trade off the table. I don't think he's going to be traded, but I do think. I mean, I know that this front office is fully aware that when his little mini bullshit contract he's on now is ready for an extension, he's going to want a lot of money. He's very injury prone in the 2-season sample we have. I would not be. Do I think it's going to happen? No, but I would not be shocked. And you're risking him being the next Harden or Brunson. But I would not be shocked if the Oklahoma City Thunder make like a big splash trade, not like Giannis level, but like a big trade. I would not be shocked if AJ's in that deal. He's a easy tack on, small contract, doesn't screw up financials. And if a team just believes he's the next guy, like he's worth the same as 3 first-round picks. Like you could probably go get an all-star level player with no picks if it's AJ and some guys.
Fair.
Next guy, Kaysen Wallace. Role stayed the same, go up, down, or not on the team.
Same exact role, same exact minutes. Congratulations, you're now announced by what's his face in the starting 5. He's already playing starter minutes. Like the role's not.
He started 50-something games this year, right?
Yeah, the role's not going to change.
Yeah, I would agree with that. But this is the starting conversation.
Interesting.
Like
I think the role might go up a little bit.
I do too. Jacob and I talked about it heading into last season that we thought we would see it more. We saw it from a minutes perspective, to your point, Nick, but not so much from a creation, ball and hands standpoint until we had the injuries, or OKC had the injuries that they did.
So answer this question. You signed him to a new rookie extension. He's in the starting lineup. Fantastic. He wants more on-ball creation reps as the guy that can go get his own bucket. If he didn't feel satisfied this season when Dub basically didn't play and AJ was the ascending player getting all the attention and both of them are healthy next year, where does he expect to get them?
I'm with you.
Yeah,
I'm definitely with you on that.
That's the conundrum.
And I think his comments in exit interviews
were taken out of
wildly
proportion.
overblown.
Yes.
He's just saying, he's going out there saying, I'm a dog. I want to be better. I want to do more things.
Pay me what I'm worth.
Yes.
And start
he's
me.
He's not saying, I'm James Harden. I'm going to go run my team in Houston.
Correct.
But if he truly wasn't satisfied with this season's role with all the injuries, he's never going to get that in Oklahoma City.
And I don't know that I'm with you, Nick. I didn't take his comments as like unsatisfied, but more so, I'm
confident in who I am.
Well, yeah, I got to play a bigger role this year and kind of recognizing that, and I think that could be a springboard to, maybe there are some sets where you let him handle the ball a little bit next year. Not saying you are making him solo point guard on the floor or having him run the offense for large stretches, but his point being like, it's fun to go back and watch those highlights and I enjoy
that's an interesting
seeing myself do that.
Regardless.
I don't think so. If I went and balled out on people, I'd be watching the highlights over and over too.
Sure, it's a very uncharacteristic comment from a Thunder player. I think it's fair. I defended it. I quote tweeted it. I defended it.
And this is why every
it was loud,
Thunder
and it was
presser
loud
is
for a
boring
reason.
as hell because Kaysen said put a little sauce on his comments, and all of Thunder Twitter's been like, "Oh my God, he wants out."
Correct.
He wants out. Like this is why they never say anything.
He doesn't want out.
I get it.
What I was getting at, Nick, is think about Lou Dort no longer being on this team. Kaysen obviously starting, like you said, the minutes aren't going to be that big of a deal. It's all about closing games. Kaysen got to experience that, rightfully so, this season. But instead of Lou Dort firing some threes early on in the game, or trying to penetrate and throwing up some crazy layup, or going and dribbling literally in a straight line to the free throw line to pull up some open mid-range shot because the Spurs aren't going to defend him.
Yeah.
It's Cason Wallace attacking relentlessly. It's him being able to bring the ball up when Shai's being double teamed by a team like the Spurs or the Lakers, or is having the flooding defense shown at him. Cason's the one bringing that ball up and having more of a primary creator role with that lineup. I think those minutes are still available for him, even if you're trying to bring along players like J-Mac and whoever else.
Sure, but if AJ and Dub aren't playing, those bullshit possessions you're bringing up aren't happening.
They were
Like
last year still. With
Kind of. I just think that if
But taking Kason's role this year plus Lou's role
it's nothing.
is
It's
like
nothing.
Kason taking Kason's role last year and my role.
Yes.
Like we
Yes.
just said, Lou was taking like 3 shots a game. You know what I mean?
Yes, bro. Like,
Yeah.
Okay, so-
absorbing Lou's role means nothing offensively.
Yes. Okay. 2 questions because this feels like the point of contention with these 2 guys here. If I told you one of the 2 is in the starting lineup and starts every game when they're healthy, which is like 70 games next year, AJ and Kason, who are you going with? Who's the starter for 70 games?
Cason.
Kaysen.
Not because AJ doesn't deserve it. It goes back to what Nick said. It's about how Daignault views this team, his lineups.
I think I'm going AJ.
No, I
You're going
think that
Kason?
Mark really values AJ's creation
just
off the
because
bench.
of the. I mean, like organizationally, they valued a incredible defender next to Shai with Lou.
sure.
Like, I guarantee if you put truth serum in Sam Presti's coffee, he would tell you Lou Dort has been ass for years on offense. But we believe organizationally you got to have a dominant defender next to Shai in the backcourt. And if that
Fair.
trend
And I think-
continues, AJ's a good defender,
Yes.
but he's not Cason Wallace.
no, I think Kason Wallace might be one of the best guard defenders in the league.
Yes,
Like top
which is why
5.
he
They
would start next to
also
Shai.
really value staggering at least 2 of those creators of the 3 that we mentioned in Dub, AJ, Shai at
Okay.
all times. AJ coming out the bench.
That's a good
allows you
point,
to do
too.
that.
Second question. Nick kind of alluded to it earlier with the whole if they make the big splashy trade, you wouldn't be shocked if AJ Mitchell was involved, partially because of that contract. If they make a splashy trade, maybe it's to get up to pick number 3 or 4. I don't think that's happening. Maybe it's to go get an all-star guy to put on this roster. Which is more likely to be out the door, AJ or Cason Wallace?
Oh,
AJ.
AJ.
I think AJ.
AJ.
I think that's what's
Okay.
intriguing too about it is if you're gonna get up to top 4, which I don't think is possible to be fair.
Neither.
It's
shouldn't
gonna
be.
have to. It's gonna have to be a guy that the team is gonna have to say, okay, the guy we're getting back, we think is like all-star level. Some teams do value seeing production versus like Cam Boozer. We're all gonna sit here and say he's gonna be better than AJ Mitchell. Like there's no question. But like, what if he's not? Like there's also the what if. Like AJ has shown it on the NBA floor. The team that would trade out of the top 4 would have to have a player they know can be an all-star level. I think we all think AJ could be. But then like it can't be Chet because he's making $40-something million, and all of a sudden like the Jazz would have to give up Lowry Markkanen to make it work, and they're not giving up Lowry and the pick for Chet. AJ is interesting because like his contract is nothing. Like if a team really loved AJ, if the Jazz said, or if the Grizzlies said, you know what, like we think that in 10 outcomes, AJ Mitchell could be better than Darren Peterson in 6. We're going to take AJ Mitchell in a bunch of picks. You can have the number 3 pick. That could work financially. It wouldn't work with Chet. It wouldn't work with Dub. Like that's the reason AJ is so intriguing because he works in any trade.
Yep.
That's how this team can continue to evolve in
I like it.
unique
Yep.
ways because you do still have so many cost-controlled guys like that.
That's a good point,
Absolutely.
Nick. He's
All right.
going to be cheaper than any of those guards drafted in the top 10. Like that is crazy to think
Oh
about.
yeah. Okay, let's continue down the list. Isaiah Joe. Role stay the same, higher,
Same.
lower, or off team?
I could see him being off the team, but
I agree.
it's off the team or same.
I think it's off the team or lower.
Yeah. Yep.
And we're talking
If we're talking regular season, I don't think it's lower. I think it stays the same. You
Even with
use
J-Mac.
him exactly like you've used him. He helps the conversation we just had of like, you need bodies to put minutes on through an 82 game season.
Yeah.
And he's a really good one who can hit a lot of shots and win a lot of games.
Or you could give that to McCain. You could split those reps between McCain and a guy you draft this year. Like that's
I'm
why
sure
I
you
could see
will.
the other-
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure it'll be a both and.
Well, let's go to that next one. Jared McCain.
Higher. Absolutely. He started in multiple
Yep.
Western Conference Finals games, and Mark Daigneault still said, and again, he meant this in a
And
very
closed.
good way. And closed. And he meant that Mark meant this in a very good way. But like when you acquire in his exit interviews, but like when you acquire a player at the deadline, it's a rush. You're not getting him in training camp. You're not getting him in real practices. You're getting him caught up through walkthroughs and in-game experience. He's like, we're excited to learn more about Jared McCain as a player and the person. And when you do, they're going to find ways to best utilize him even further.
I think his role has to go up in comparison to this past season. He's freaking good. And
belongs.
Nick, you and I have talked a lot about on this show how the Thunder will bring in, every team will bring in as many draft guys as they can, even if you don't plan on drafting them, just to build that profile for a future trade, because you don't get to talk to them later on down the line. It is very, very clear to me that they're not just the basketball evaluation, but they always say like people over players. It is very clear to me that they freaking loved Jared McCain and were willing to, as soon as that option was available, they just had to go get him.
Yeah. Two things. One, the downfall of someone like Joe is he gets hunted in the playoffs. The downfall of McCain was he also gets hunted. It was just less detrimental. And in the regular season, guys don't get hunted. And I think if J-Mac can be that good in the playoffs, as correct me if I'm wrong, the youngest player on the team that got minutes. I think the only guy's younger, Topic and Sorber.
Is he 21 or 22?
21. He's 21. Like he's effectively the youngest
That's
rotation
wild.
player on the
That's
roster.
insane.
When he's not being hunted on defense and can play that regular season scheme, like he's going to be better than he was in the playoffs, and he's going to have way more juice, way more opportunity. He's going to be so good.
Way less attention defensively.
Yes. Thunder Chick said there was no consensus on the Joe up, down, out, whatever. Like, should we come to one? I think she's tracking. Should we come to one?
Yeah, we should.
I'm with Jacob on out or lower. If I have to pick, I'll say out.
I'm going to say higher, only because I think if you're keeping, if like there's going to be roster change and like there's going to be guys gone, and like if the roster is less deep, like this is the crazy thing. The Thunder had like 13 guys that could play in the playoffs if they needed to. The Spurs was scary enough. They had some like Lindy Waters, Bismack, Beyond. Like they had some guys on the bench like are not basketball players. Kelly Olynyk, Plumlee. Like they
Watch
got a lot
out
of
if
work.
they get depth.
Yes.
McLaughlin.
Yes. The Thunder, like they had like 5 guys that were just like plankers at the end. The Thunder like were way deeper in that respect, and that's not gonna be the case next season. In the 82 game season, that matters. And so I think if Joe is on the roster, not convinced he's gonna be. I think if he's on the opening night roster, you have to assume his role is higher because of that. I don't think lower is a possibility. If he's on the roster, it's not gonna be a lower role.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
And we all went higher on J-Mac, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Wiggins?
So high? Did we say higher on Joe? We didn't really come to consensus there.
Nick is arguing higher. I would argue
It's
saying
higher or
lower.
out. How is it lower? If your team is less deep and he's still on the roster, how is
I don't know
he
if they're going to be
playing
less deep. Like, I think J-Mac's taken the role that he's going to play,
Okay.
right? So J-Mac basically gets the Joe role from last year. So I think Joe gets more of like the Wiggins role from this year.
But it's all if you assume Dort is gone, and it's all again his offensive role is not big. But if everybody's swinging up, like there has to be more of a role in the regulars. This isn't a playoff.
Sure, but if
rotation.
Dort is gone, somebody else is also coming in. Like, I don't know. We'll get to him in a second. Who's to say like Topic doesn't play way more of a role on this team next year?
See,
You know what I mean?
This whole
This is insane.
I'm sorry, like
I agree.
I
with
love-
We'll get to that one. Give me a second. But
Okay.
I would almost say out then. It seems like
That's where I'm at. So this
I would say
argument
out.
Up or out? I don't think lower exists.
if it's lower, I think he's off the team because of how
Yes,
much money he
agreed.
makes.
I don't think you keep a player that's
Yes.
redundant in that regard.
Yes.
Correct.
Yes.
Okay,
Nick's
that
argument's
argument
correct.
that
I'm
argument
out.
makes
Yeah.
sense to me. Okay.
I don't think we understand. Yes,
So what's the answer?
I
Out.
say out.
Okay, out is it.
Okay. Aaron Wiggins.
Out.
Out.
I think we're all out with Aaron
Yep.
Wiggins, which sucks.
And-
I love Aaron Wiggins.
Exactly.
And,
he's going to be
here's
great.
the thing. He's going to be so effing good on
Exactly.
some team. And
Yeah.
all we're going
As
to
a
hear
starter.
the first month of the season is going to be look at Aaron Wiggins.
He would have
averaging
played 30
17
minutes a night for that Lakers team in the playoffs, dude.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And Lakers
Easily.
front office guy said that in a report.
Yep.
He'll be the next THT in LA.
Oh my gosh.
But actually good.
Hey.
Alex Caruso.
Same.
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 You put him on ice until the
Put him on
playoffs.
ice, save him for the 16th.
The
He's the
anti
Winter
Isaiah
Soldier.
Joe.
Hey, we didn't mention this, and it wouldn't have mattered if they lost. But if they would have won that game, and that dunk would have gone down,
Oh,
that brother turned the clock back about 5
Yeah.
years.
I was ready to have what is Alex Caruso's Hall of Fame probability
yeah.
if they had won that series?
Yeah. He's reaching like Robert Ory status.
He had a really bad game 7 though. For being
He did.
honest.
He was smoking.
He had a
He had a
layups
great
left and
series,
right.
but he
But,
was
yeah,
not
like,
good.
He had
If
a
he would have
game
made that
6.
dunk though, my pants were coming off in 308. I promise you that.
Yeah.
Oh my. He wouldn't be in this podcast. He'd be
No,
in
you guys
jail.
would- You guys
Be in
would have
jail.
bailed me out.
We would
with
have
that
bailed you out
super
with
chat
the-
money.
He'd
That's
be a
right.
sex offender.
Debatable.
Shout out Ian and Dave.
Jay Will.
Up.
It
I
really
think it goes
swings
up.
on
more.
Hartenstein. Really swings on Hartenstein.
Yeah,
Yes,
for sure.
correct. There's so many variables. I'm
Okay.
going same if iHeart's still on the team because they're going to use the regular season to bring in the Sorber and see what they have there.
Question. The answer is obviously not 100%. But if Jay Will had to be Hartenstein next year, role wise, minutes wise, take everything into account. Facilitation, screening, passing, all the stuff. If Isaiah Hartenstein is 100% of his production, obviously, what percent is Jay? Considering the fact Jay Will does more than iHeart from a shooting perspective, and
Yeah.
The
what
size
percent?
is so different though.
I agree.
Exactly.
What percent of iHeart do you feel that Jay Will can be?
85.
That's a really good question.
I was going to
Is it
say like
85?
70.
Yeah,
I was going to say 70.
because even if they overlap in some regard, they're different bigs, and you need
Yeah.
both.
The shooting with Jay Will is so much different. I think people really like you don't know it until it's not there. The Hartenstein size, box outs, and rebounding.
The offensive rebounding
The
is
rebounding,
huge.
yes.
Yeah.
That's
I think Jay Will is and can Jay Will produce like that on that amount of volume as well would be a big question for me. I think he's a bench big.
Now, I will say if the Thunder think
elite
Jay Will
bench
is
big.
85% of Hart, then maybe they move on from Hartenstein because I think the price difference there is massive.
I think that
maybe,
also depends
maybe they
on what you
believe
think
in
Sorber is.
Sorber. Right, yeah, maybe they believe in.
Which there's no way they can know.
there's
yeah.
no way they can.
That's what
Uh,
sucks about
I
his
think
injury.
Jay Will might play the bench 4 next year with Sorber because adding another big into the rotation is going to be kind of interesting.
What's so much fun about Jay Will, is at least me. You guys maybe weren't the same. I was clamoring for a Naz Reid type player for 3 or 4 years during the Thunder's upswing, and it was Jay Will's not Arkansas. The dude shot I think 29 or 30% from three is last season, and was really he had a 40% season I think year 2. He's always been capable, but the volume was not there or the inconsistent. He's kind of turned into a beefier Naz Reid, which is insane.
Insane.
And he's definitely a 4 now. He's slimmed down. He's not a 5 like Hart. It's a very different kind of player.
situational small ball 5.
But
yeah.
if you lose iHeart, which obviously no one hopes that happens, you do feel better now than you did a year ago.
Totally.
I remember dude, he signed his contract after the championship, and people were pissed about it.
Yeah, no, he was awesome.
He was really good this season.
And he can play in more matchups than I realized. He can play in the most important matchup.
Because of the defense.
He can go toe-to-toe with Jokic and Wemby. There's not much bigger than that in the West.
Nope.
Yeah. Again, though, volume, right?
For sure.
He did those in spurts.
In small doses.
I don't think he can do that for 30 minutes a night for a 7-game series.
I'll vote Sam.
And you need those players, just like you need the 82 game players we talked about. Yep.
Kenrich Williams.
Did we? What was our J-Will consensus?
I think we said same.
Same.
Yeah.
Okay.
Kenny, I think he's still on the team, but I'm going lower.
Yeah, I don't think he has an on-court role really next year.
Correct.
No. I mean, he said in his presser today, like he hopes to be here the rest of his career, which who knows? He's still pretty young, isn't he? Like he's not. Everyone talks like he's ancient, but I think he's like
30.
34.
No, I think he's 30.
30?
He's
4?
Yeah,
Is he
because
not?
Caruso's
Everyone
the
says
oldest
he's
guy on the
young.
team at 31.
He ain't Justin.
Everyone calls him
Oh,
Unc.
hey, whoa.
He's Nick and I's
Me
age.
and
He's
Justin
the same
wish
age
we
as
were
Caruso.
34.
I was going to say.
That's
No,
insane. Is
he-
he really?
He's effectively the muskie of this team now.
Everyone's like, oh, Kenrich Williams. You know, he's
He's
been
30
around
years
for
old.
80 years.
Peepaw
That dude-
Kenrich.
When
He's a
he checks into a
modern
game
miracle.
and takes the top of the key 3, there's nobody
It's
else I have
cash.
more confidence just banging that thing.
Yeah, he's 30. Yeah, he's born in
It's
94.
insane.
He was born in 94.
He's
31.
34?
He's 31.
Oh, okay, about to
He
say.
was born in 1994.
He's a couple months older than Nick and I.
Old
So old.
bastards. Both of you.
Yep. We're washed.
Thomas Sorber, we'd all say up, right? More
I would
volume.
hope
Only one
so.
way to go. Unless he tears the damn
Pending
ACL
health.
again.
Pending health.
really,
yes.
really hope.
If it's same, we're screwed.
Nikola Topic.
Eesh. I don't know.
Better be up again.
Yeah.
I'm going gone.
I'm going
Gone.
I don't think
I'm
gone.
going gone.
No.
Gone is so tough because like how much
Been a
value
Who's
is
taking
there?
him?
That's the thing is like the
without
value is
you,
not
my
there.
friend.
No. You got to give him burn. He could be a trade deadline candidate potentially,
Yes,
but
yes.
you're going to give him a look.
I think the
If Topic is the difference in swinging a trade for number 3 with Memphis or for like an
He's not,
all-star
though.
level
He's
forward,
not.
He's not.
he's not. I'm
I
sorry.
know,
There's no value.
If he is, then yes, you trade him. Like great. But he's
The
not.
Grizzlies front office is just like salivating for Nikola Topic. It's like, okay,
it's
fine.
like the
Yeah,
player
sure.
that he was pre ACL before the rest of the horrible
The big
stuff he had
C.
to go through. He was so good. Like he
He
in fact,
was.
there's an alternate reality. He was the Spurs guy to be the point guard next to Wemby instead of Stephon Castle before the ACL. He was the most consensus mocked guy to the Spurs at 4. Like he was so good. Post ACL, post cancer, like all this stuff. Like I will never say a bad thing about Topic. Phenomenal kid. He's gone through a lot. I just have not seen a single glimpse of like he's ready to contribute to the NBA level. I know it's garbage time a lot where it's like nobody does, but like I just
Right.
don't see it.
The setbacks are obviously a big deal. But
Yeah.
Nick, even when I'm thinking about Topic and like when you and I were talking about him in the draft and watching him, I just wonder yet again, we're talking like the same archetype, although much better and more promising, and obviously not the same player, but the Josh Giddeys, the Usman Jangs, how does, even at his best, does that style of play fit with what the Thunder currently have? And I think it would be, there'd be positives to having him out there, something different. I also don't know how well it fits necessarily. And again, these are all data points that the Thunder need. I don't know.
I just don't know that you can know yet.
No, I agree. Like most of the minutes have been garbage time. It's hard to evaluate that. I just think unless he's a dead eye 42% shooter from 3, like the creation is good, but like not super needed in the regular season. The defense I don't think is very good at all. He's pretty
Agreed.
slow. He's got the bully body where it's like you could see a Keldon Johnson kind of role where like maybe that's his future in the NBA, but like the days of thinking he's like this creator off the bench, like AJ Mitchell's the backup point guard of the future if he's on the team.
Yeah.
I think a lot of us thought Topic was going to be that guy. I just think those days are probably over. And again,
I agree.
it's maybe it's unfair to say he's
Yeah.
super young. He's
Casey
not played a
Wallace
lot.
again wants the ball in his hands, and I think you
It's hard
trust
to
him
get
with that.
it's hard to get your career off the ground after you dealt with two
It
things
is.
like that. Like Sorber too, on a slightly different scale.
Yeah, 3 really good centers.
Yep.
Yeah.
It is funny, all the talk, and obviously we've been champions of this, talking about how going to the Thunder is such a beneficial situation for young prospects to be able to grow and learn and develop. And at the same time, it's like we kind of reached a point now where it's almost a double-edged sword because you are buried by so much young, talented depth that's already started proving itself.
Yep.
But I think the Thunder, more than some organizations, are willing to play guys in that position, especially through the regular season. I don't necessarily see that stopping now. So while I don't disagree with any point you just made, Nick, I think he still gets a shot. And I'm not saying that he wins a spot in the rotation and is, a primary ball handler off the bench or anything like that. But I think there's a lot of organizations where if in a similar situation, he would not get that chance. But I think he will with this team.
Yeah.
Are we saying more or out? Seems like those are our...
I think we're saying more because we just don't think out
say
is an
more.
option right now.
I think out feels a little mean, so I'm going to say more.
More from never plays to garbage time.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like a spot
Correct.
minute in the second quarter.
Correct.
All right, so that's the roster. Let's do a little bit of. I'm going to throw some scenarios out. You guys have to make some predictions as our early off-season kind of predictions here. Okay. First one. The question is Lou Dort on the team next year?
No.
No.
Is Isaiah Hartenstein on the team next year with a new contract?
Yes.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay.
Also consensus.
Those are the questions coming into the season. I think they've both been answered.
Yep.
Does
Clearly.
Cason Wallace get an extension this summer?
Yes.
Yes.
I think he does too.
Is he an RFA or a
this-
UFA next year if he doesn't?
RFA, which is where this
restricted.
gets interesting. Yes, we've talked so much about this on the podcast. It's very well known. Sam Presti is not like letting players go and reach restricted free agency because he also loses leverage both in negotiations but also from potential trade standpoints. That being said, Cason is such a unique case, and given the current iteration of this team, maybe they aren't able to come to an agreement after a lot of talks this offseason, and Presti is willing to let it go another year and just match any contract next summer. I don't think that's the case.
Someone's going to get drunk and offer him a max if
No,
you
they're
let
not.
him go to RFA.
They're not. They're not.
Yes, they are.
No, they're not. I promise you they're not. I would encourage you. I would encourage you to go listen to our pre-playoff podcasts. We were all saying Cason was good this year. Dude, listen to our preseason podcast. We were all saying Cason's huge jump, going to be this massive, awesome player. He was good this year. End of the season, we all said, well, Cason was good, but he wasn't the guy we thought he was going to be. Yes, he had a great game 7. Yes, he had great playoff moments. Do I think Sam should give him a deal now if it makes sense and both parties agree? For sure. But if Cason and his representation is like, we went near a max on an extension, I think you say, we'll start you next year and prove it. And if he proves it, then you match any offer sheet. If he proves he's a max player, you max him. But if I don't know if Cason, I don't know, man. Like he made some big threes. He's not a max contract player.
He was their leading 3-point shooter, a little more than
great.
made some big threes.
That's great. He's not a max player.
I'm not
not-
saying he's a max player. I'm saying someone's going to give him a max contract, and I think
Then
those are
they
two
do.
different things.
Then they do.
I could see like the Brooklyn Nets or something.
If okay, so put yourself in Sam's shoes. If him and his representation say we want 25 a year, I think you ink the deal right there and you're good.
Yep.
I think if he says we want rookie max extension, are you doing that shit right now? No.
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 You say we're going to start you next year. If you prove you're a max player, we'll match a max offer sheet. If you're not a max player, no team is going to max you, and we're probably going to get you at the value that you are.
I think Justin's argument here is it just takes one. Like
Great.
the DeAndre
Correct. And
Ayton
if-
with Indiana.
Correct.
If one team wants to max Cason Wallace, you let them max Cason Wallace. I'm sorry.
The problem there is
I don't know. I don't know that you
he
do.
goes for nothing. And
Correct.
You're
For
left
sure.
with
But again,
nothing in the cupboard.
this scenario is assuming that his number is so far off from the Thunder this offseason. My realistic scenario is the Thunder get a deal done and they come to an agreement on what he's worth.
I agree.
But if his representation really thinks he's worth a max or dang near it, I'm not signing that right now.
Don't you trade him? If that's
But
the case?
that's what I was. Yes, that's what I'm getting at. Is I don't think you waltz into restricted free agency. If you think that's where it's heading, I don't think it gets there.
You can still sign and trade an RFA. I think there's pathways out of this.
I agree.
I would be shocked if it got to that point.
Taylor hasn't been here for the whole conversation. I agree.
I know.
It's not true. I kicked it off.
I truly
agree.
think
I don't think it's to that point.
If the gap between what Oklahoma City wants to pay Kaysen and what he wants is so far different, the only option you have is to just let it ride and say, prove it.
Nick's got some strong feelings on this, guys.
I don't disagree on your logic.
Kaysen says, I want a max. Are you giving him a max?
No.
No, probably
You
not.
can't give him a max,
But
first of all.
I don't
not even
disagree
an
with your logic there. I just disagree with the back end of how that plays out.
Okay, so let's play
It'd
it
be
out.
out of character for
If you ask
Presti.
for a max and you're Sam Presti, what do you say?
Please don't.
Okay, no. What do you say? What do you say?
Please don't.
What do you say?
I just told you.
Okay, so he says max or we're waiting until RFA. What do you say? No?
You say no, but yes,
Yeah.
Justin, to your
And then-
point,
and
it's
is
like
your
let's
next-
continue
is-
to discuss.
Is your
But
next
you're right.
no. If your next move is write it out to RFA or trade him on the spot, what do you do?
This draft presents a very unique opportunity, especially. And I'm just throwing this out there. Nick wanted hot takes. He said he wanted hot takes before the podcast. Texted us, put it in here. He's a Richardson boy, Nick. Dallas Mavericks fan growing up. Maybe he wants to be home. Maybe he wants to be with a girlfriend in Toronto. A little more opportunity on both of those teams. There are opportunities to be able to get draft picks out of this very strong draft.
Here's the other problem with that. If he wants a max or near it, the teams trading for him know what he wants.
Yeah.
The Toronto
Yeah.
Raptors aren't going to say, let's give up assets
No.
for this guy and then give him a max. Like, it's not.
I don't
it's
know.
Not
It's the Raptors. They
happening.
might.
No, it's not happening. Like, it's
Also,
just,
I'm not trading him to Dallas for what is it? Pick number 9.
Yeah,
Pick number 9.
It's
Like there's 0% chance. I'm
again.
doing
I
that.
think the high likelihood is they come to an agreement this summer. But I'm saying in the off chance he wants a crazy high deal, you just don't give him that right now.
I
He's
think if
not
there's
been
not
that good.
Yeah.
I think if there's not a deal this summer, depending on how the season starts to play out, it is more likely. Oh, I don't know.
I don't
If
think
it
they
gets
do
to
a
if it
mid-season
gets to
trade.
restricted free agency, you just have to keep him.
Correct.
You
This
can't
is the
let him
point I
walk.
made to kick off this whole conversation
Right.
before I went to take a piss.
I don't know if you with how specific the Thunder's cap sheet is going to need to be built, being under the second apron. I don't think you can let anyone get to RFA because you don't know how much you're going to be paying them. You need to know how much you're going to be paying guys, and I just feel
my
like
So
point
and
is-
the most likely thing might be extension this summer or traded at the deadline.
or
Right,
night,
so
night.
again,
yes,
if he wants a max today and you can't pay him the max,
then see ya.
or he wants a max a year from now and you can't pay him the max, OKC is not giving him a max. That's just the reality. I also
Yeah.
think if you're okay, I put you in Sam Presti's shoes. Now put yourself in any of the 29 other NBA front offices. You get 3 max guys at most. Some teams operate with 2 and want to go with more depth. Are you giving one of, I don't care who you are, don't play the Kings would do it. Name a team that would give Kaysen Wallace one of their 2 or 3 max spots to go win a championship.
I don't
Nobody.
think. No, well, you said
win a
to go win a
championship?
You
No.
said to go win
Yeah.
a championship.
Brooklyn,
That's the
I
goal.
think,
That's
would
the goal.
absolutely give him
It's
the
n-
bag.
No, they
It's
wouldn't.
not really the
They
goal
wouldn't.
for a lot of
I
teams.
don't
can
think that's
trade
the
off
goal
of him
for all
later.
30 teams.
That's
Yeah.
not, what do you don't sign a guy to a max to trade him later when you realize he's not worth it. That's just not how it works, dude.
Brother, have you seen guys that have max contracts in this league right now? There are a
Yes.
lot worse ones than Kaysen Wallace.
But at the
Correct.
time they were okay, like Rudy Gobert. At the time he was a defensive like it's
a different
not the
CBA.
Same. It's not the same now. Like you
It's a
don't
different
just
CBA.
you don't hand out a max and say we'll figure out how to trade him later. That's how you give up 4 picks to get off his contract later.
If you're
And
the,
how
dude,
many
if you're
teams
the
have done that in
Brooklyn
the past,
Nets-
though?
Exactly, and you don't do it again.
If you're the Brooklyn Nets
It's been
and
the
you've
story
been
of the league for 25 years, Nick.
Not in
You've
this
been in the
CBA though.
talent desert
Not in
for
this
that long?
CBA.
I don't know, man. I mean that's a maxing.
All right,
that's a maxing.
next
All right, we gotta
prediction
move
for
on.
the offseason. Holy
Can I just
moly,
say-
I didn't know the
can I say
Kaysen Wallace
really-
conversation was going down that hole.
Really quickly, really funny comment by this Spurs fan. Well, look who came out of the cave. This is the same time we go live every Sunday, and we've done so for the last 7 years.
We're also an hour 40 into the podcast.
Correct. Very funny comment.
All right,
Anyway.
next prediction. The Thunder make picks at 12 and 17.
No way.
No,
No.
sir.
The Thunder makes a selection at pick 12.
No.
No.
Yes.
The Thunder make a selection inside the top 10.
Yes.
Yes.
I don't think so.
No TP? Why?
The
Nick's
Thunder,
thinking Ed Amar. I'm not trading up in that draft range where everybody's selecting guards. One of those players are going to fall to you regardless. Outside of Adai Mara, who Nick is the reason he's shaking his head yes.
I don't want Mara. I decided.
Why?
we're not getting on the rabbit hole again. The Thunder do not make a selection in the 2026 draft.
No.
I think they make it a
Presti's too
selection.
opportunistic, especially with
This
this.
is not the draft. You don't draft somebody.
Correct.
The Thunder make a on the margin trade.
Okay.
So I'm
give us some
talking
definition.
on the margin would be like an Aaron Wiggins and Isaiah Joe. I'm talking a guy that would be like top 8 in your playoff rotation next year.
Who's your 8 currently? We gotta bump one of those guys out. I just want some context.
Yeah, so Lou Dort's out. So it's the starting 5 with Cason Wallace. It's AJ Mitchell. It's
AJ.
Alex Caruso.
And Jared McCain.
It's Jared McCain. J.
You say
Will.
J. Will?
And Jay will.
So 2 of those guys would be bumped out by this guy.
Yeah,
Uh-oh.
That's a big trade.
I know. That's why I said not on the margins.
No.
That's why I asked you to clarify about.
Yeah,
margins.
for sure.
Trey Murphy's a fun name. Why am I going blank on the other Pelicans player right now?
Herb?
Herb Jones. I don't think
I don't love
either of
that.
those happen though. Or
Trey Murphy would be
trade
so
of that
sick.
caliber.
Look,
So would Herb Jones.
it's
to
been
be
a
honest.
long time since Sam has been put into a position where it's like, do I need to do something different to get an edge over the Spurs? And Trey Murphy, I feel like, could fit that, but obviously it would take a lot, and he's an expensive player.
I do think there's also, this is a complete speculation. I have no grounded truth in
They
this.
aren't trading for PJ Washington.
No,
Stop.
That's not what I'm saying. I think that Sam has some level of additional motivation to outlast the Spurs, just given his background. I think if it was the Dallas Mavericks who were the Wemby team, I don't know if he'd be as motivated. I just think that Sam wants to. It's just his ex-girlfriend, that's he wants to beat them more than anybody else, I'm sure.
Yeah, that's a good point.
You want to beat your ex-girlfriend?
Hey, chill,
Damn.
That's what I heard.
chill.
Easy, Miles Bridges.
Good grief.
Okay, so are they making a trade for a on the margin player?
Well, it's hard because there's a very short list of guys who are on that.
That fit
Yeah, I don't
that
even know
bill.
who that could be.
There's 50 players in the entire league that would be in that tier. 70.
I'm gonna say no. I know that the knee jerk reaction after losing is yes, but I think no.
Agreed.
I think you get guys healthy and you draft someone cool, and that is your main push for next year.
Bring me Yaxel, baby.
I think they'll
Next
make
one.
I think they'll make the move.
Oh, fun. Give me 3 names then, Nick.
Ooh, that's really hard.
I think it's got to be a big wing. That's just a big wing who can shoot threes. I think they need an Aaron Gordon type of guy.
A beefy 4.
Not somebody with
Um,
hamstring and calf problems, though.
I'm going to give you names that not all of them are going to be available on the market, but I think that Oklahoma City has the buying power to get whoever they want. Tumani Kamara.
Dude, sign me up.
That would be.
I'd unload
be
the
awesome.
That'd be wild.
Let's say I'd unload the package for him. That
Hello.
I would though.
I would say this is not going to be the name you're going to expect. I think Koulibaly in a different system could be awesome. He's been meh with the Wizards.
It's a good buy low opportunity.
Yeah. I'll go PJ. Taylor's gonna shit on it, but I do think that like when it comes to dog and like playing bigger than he is, and I just think that's another guy that could be. I think he would be in the top rotation in Oklahoma City.
Doesn't
you
he know
throw-
someone on OKC? Doesn't he have some kind of relationship with one of the players, or am I making that up?
PJ?
He's a Kentucky guy.
I was
Wait,
going
but
to say it's
Shai.
Kentucky boy.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you give up one of AJ or Kaysen in order to get
No.
Tumani Kamara?
No.
I wouldn't either.
No.
I wouldn't either. But I'd give him the picks. Next prediction.
I do think
You
like
give him the
again,
whole
again.
load.
Jesus Christ! I
what
do
he
think
said.
I do think the Blazers are a Giannis team, and I do think that Tumani is an older player. Like, to be fair, like he was drafted at like 23 or 24. I do think there's a world where if the Blazers trade for Giannis, Tumari is an outgoing player. The Bucks are more interested in picks. The Thunder could say, "Here's 3 picks or 2 picks." I think Tumani's worth 3 bad picks. Like, you give him the Thunder's picks, I think that's well worth it.
Tumani's Belgian.
Yeah, with AJ.
Oh.
I
The
do
Waffle
think that
Boys.
if the Thunder could insert themselves and say,
T-shirt.
Bucks, if you're not super interested in Tumani, here's 2 or 3 picks with high protections. Instead of him, we'll take him. Here's Wiggins as well as salary. Like, I do think there's a world that works. Otherwise, the Blazers are not trading him straight up. He's so good.
Yep.
An insane 3-point shooter on high volume.
You know what he shot from 3 this year?
37.
I was going to say
Do you have the
38.
stats pulled up?
No, I just guessed.
Boom.
Oh, 37 on the dot.
On how many
Nice.
attempts?
7 attempts a game.
That's
That'll
nuts.
do.
Dang, that's insane.
That is nuts.
That's crazy volume.
I just knew he was pretty
And
good.
he is a freak defender.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's really good.
Like, he guards Shea.
Yep.
Yeah.
Straight up.
6'7", 230 pounds.
He's good.
He's
Need.
high on my list, Nick. High on my list. Next prediction. Not due to injury, the Thunder have 2 new players in the starting lineup next season.
No.
No, also no.
Out of the question, no.
Wouldn't it be starting? Would it be starting Chet at center if that happens?
You mean Ihart's gone, basically?
Or
Yeah.
or
I
they
think
just
that's
throw
basically
Iheart
what
off-
you're
interpreting
with
that.
Yeah, I don't think you'd bring
Question
Iheart
gets
off
to.
the bench.
Because, again,
Um,
Chet and J-Dub are not getting traded for everybody sitting here
Correct.
pondering.
Not happening.
thoughts.
Now, did I have like 9 beers last night and say, Chet, you better learn to shoot like Ryan Anderson or you can take an effing hike? Yes, I did tweet that. But I
You
deleted
did?
it.
I
But
saw that
deleted it
tweet.
this morning. I deleted it this morning. I deleted like 7 tweets from last night. So,
I saw
You
that.
tweeted
one
that
from you.
shit in a pig costume.
yeah, I did. Yeah, I did.
Squealing.
Yep.
Squealing for,
JD
squealing
with the
for
big
Ryan
nose
Anderson.
and a hat, beer in one hand, phone in the
Yeah.
other, saying, "Chet, you better learn to shoot like
Yeah.
Ryan Anderson." Just feeling like a philosopher over there.
Dude,
JD
for the
Silva.
Spurs fans that are like, oh, why didn't you guys go live last night? What were you doing? You said you were going to go live. Buddy, listen to the scenario that I was in.
I just told
Oh,
you
my
exactly
goodness.
what I was doing.
Now, would I have put my AirPods in and phoned in if they had won?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
But they didn't win.
Pig nose and
And now we're going live for 2 hours.
Anything else we need to talk about tonight? We got a lot of time coming up.
Oh boy.
When is the draft?
3.5
care
weeks.
about. I care about the Knicks. and
Let's
the
let's
draft.
let's do that. Like, for
Oh,
our
we do
closing
have to make our
segment.
predictions for
We do.
Thunder Chick.
Ooh.
I have been told that there is no way anybody but I can win the prediction challenge.
Oh
So-
wow, how convenient.
Oh, must be
Yeah.
nice.
I didn't say that. Thunder Chick said that. She's the one keeping up with the stats.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Sure.
It's not my fault you guys suck.
Wow.
Wow.
Nick, what's your finals prediction? Team and games.
I'm not going to go off the train now. My San Antonio Spurs
Oh brother.
are winning in 6.
Justin?
I have predicted Knicks in 6 for every series in this playoffs, and I've been wrong in every series. So I'm also not changing course now. Knicks in 6, baby.
Taylor?
I thought about that for that same reason because I've been right there with you. Let's
just
say
like a
Spurs.
rhyme.
Spurs in 7. Home court advantage. Spurs in
JD?
7.
I'm going to hit the reverse. I'm going to try and hit the hex on the Spurs here. And I'm going to say Spurs in 5.
I'm going Spurs in 5.
Ooh.
knowing that the Knicks are good and well equipped to play against the Spurs with Karl
hope
Anthony
so.
Towns at center.
I think the Knicks are going to surprise people like the Pacers last
Gosh.
year. Where
I want it to be known. I don't want it to be Spurs in 5.
I'm not
That's
saying
my
you do.
prediction.
Me either.
I
want
understand
the Knicks to
that.
win for a bunch of reasons. I don't want the Spurs to win, so it'd be cool to see the Knicks win. I want to see what happens to that city when they win a title.
Yes.
I want to. I want a number on the amount of destruction, like in dollars, because I don't think we're going to have a Statue of Liberty left.
Oh,
I mean, nine. It'd
I
be
think they'll tear it
9-12.
down.
Like a goalpost
Unbelievable.
in football.
I was already planning my monologue for a finals preview
Tear-
against the Knicks and how Oklahoma City was going to have a harder time against the Knicks than people wanted to admit. And I still feel that. I feel that way about the Spurs. The Mitchell Robinson thing is real, and the injury will be a big one to watch. But I think the Knicks are being a little bit overlooked right now.
They're good.
Because
I agree.
everybody's got goo-goo eyes for Wemby and the Spurs.
Also, East
As they
versus
should.
West. I mean, there's a reason that this 7-game series was just as intense and physical as it was, and the Knicks are coming out very well rested.
Yeah. I just think, like, for anyone listening to this show, if you're a Spurs hater, and probably everybody here is,
Correct.
I promise you, this will be easier if you just come to grips with the fact, if you're still wrestling it, that the Spurs are going to be incredibly good, historically great for the next decade. And Wembanyama, injuries aside, is going to be one of the greatest players of all time. Stop wrestling it. They're here, or they're expected. They're really good. If they win the title, if they don't win the title, they're going to be back next year the same way. And it's going to be in the Thunder's path. So accept that. Like it's okay.
Embrace it.
I'm talking to
accept
Silva
that-
right now.
And accept that the Thunder have a chance against them. Like, it's
Yes,
not,
they
they,
do.
didn't get
More than a
obliterated.
chance.
Correct.
They
They
could
do.
have won this.
do.
And
But
next,
like
next
if-
year, the Spurs are going to be the favorite. The Thunder are going to be second. The roles are going to be reversed next year.
Yes,
And the Spurs could have one of those guys out with a hammy, and then
This is going to
Yeah,
sound.
definitely.
This is going to sound like cope, and it probably is. But
that's all we can do.
I am less scared of the Spurs now than I was before the series.
Me too.
I
Really?
think yes.
I am.
I because Oklahoma City showed that they could beat them, and they showed that down AJ and Dub. And going into this, like I know I picked Thunder in 7, but with how the regular season series went, if you had given me truth serum in my coffee like Sam Presti,
4-1.
and you told me no AJ, no Dub, I'd say a sweep. Like literally like no shot, like 20-point blowout every game. And they won 2 games like that. And that to me, exactly, I'm going to pull my Case and Wallace line here of like, they are a phenomenal team. I agree with everything you said, Nick. They're not going anywhere. They're stupid young. They're ahead of schedule. All of that is true. But I don't think it's a insurmountable obstacle for the Thunder. I think there's a world there's a world in which, you know, the one team gets the better of the other 4 out of 5 times, sure, and the narrative is what the narrative is.
Yep.
But I think these teams are going to be on each other's footsteps.
They are. They
for a
are.
while.
But as constructed, the Spurs are beatable. I think there's a few pivot points. One, they could lose in the finals to the Knicks and go trade for Giannis pretty damn easy. I think that changes a lot of things.
True.
For the
I
better.
think, brother.
That is that shortens their window, I think. Like,
It does.
they're giving
Exactly.
You
That's
think
what I-
Fox has it lengthened right now?
up. I just think
You're telling
if
me
you're
Fox is
trading
gone
for
and
Giannis,
Giannis comes in.
But
well, if you're
we're talking
trading for
picks.
Giannis, there's assets going
Yeah,
out the door.
it's more than that. You're not trading Fox for Giannis
They don't
straight
need
up.
No.
picks. They don't need picks.
They will at
They
some
need
point.
picks.
They do.
They need picks.
They're going to be in the
For
same spot as the
sustainability.
Thunder.
For
Correct.
Steph Castle's
sustainability.
getting the rookie max. Harper's getting the rookie max.
And Nick, we talked about the depth.
You gonna have Castle handle the ball and cough it up 10 times a game? You need Fox.
He didn't do it in games 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He probably won't do it again.
And that's why I feel the exact same.
He's grown.
I don't feel worse or better.
The same way AJ broke out this year, Carter Bryant could break out next year.
No,
there's a lot. Break somebody's back next year.
I just think like as constructed, both teams like Thunder could be better next year too. They could have a random guy break out that we didn't expect.
Correct.
As constructed, the Spurs are beatable. I think the Spurs have a lot of ways to get much better.
As do the Thunder, which is why I feel the exact same.
Fewer ways, but yes.
Not necessarily. I mean, I think the reason I feel the same and not like Justin and Silva were the Spurs are so beatable. Yes, they were this year. To Nick's point, like I think watching this series, the thing to me that stuck out wasn't Victor Wembanyama's generational. We already knew that. He's going to continue to improve. It was how impressive those young Spurs guards were, and they're going to improve. At the same time, to your all's point, the Thunder are going to do the same, and both teams have ways to improve their rosters and extend their longevity.
In different ways. When you have one guy in a max contract who is very tradable, not very, a guy in a max contract who you are fine trading and still being very good in Fox, and then all of a sudden you have no max guys, the trades you can make are much different. The Thunder just don't have the financial luxury to do that. I think Dylan Harper, he might be a top 5-point guard in the league next year, for all we know.
He's unbelievable.
Oh, they're better off with
I came away
starting.
most impressed with him.
Again, I agree with all of you. Every year, the Thunder and the Spurs are going to match up, and the Thunder will have a chance to win. They will have a chance to win. I just think, like, holy cow.
I also think we did the same thing with the Thunder and Heat of like, wow, these guys are going to meet back here over and over and over for the next decade, and they never met again. And like, there's a very real world in which these two teams
trading Harper this summer
don't play each other in the playoffs.
Are they trading Harper?
What? No, but like the year after that.
That's the thing. That's
not relevant.
But the year after that, it's like,
how is it not?
Why?
The Heat and the Thunder are going to match up. Oh, James Harden's gone.
Well, it wasn't because Harden was gone.
Okay.
And then
Harden
that
being
was
gone
not
why they didn't make the finals.
That is revisionist.
No.
How?
Russ tore his meniscus. That's
right.
Like, things happen.
Yes. Yeah, for sure.
I'm saying the Thunder would have been right back there against the Heat if Russ didn't tear his meniscus. Harden or no Harden?
Maybe.
Not maybe. They were better.
That's revisionist history.
What? No, it's not.
Thunder were a better team that next year.
They were better in 2013. I'm sorry you were 4 years old, but they were better.
Were the Thunder a better team than the Spurs this year?
Yes.
Healthy, yes.
Okay, did they win a title?
No, that's my point.
No, that's the point.
That's the point I'm making.
No, you said that if Russell was healthy, they go back and win it. That's not how it works.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
Justin is saying that someone from the Spurs or Thunder could be hurt every year, and they never actually meet because one of them dies an early death.
Oh, yes.
That's all he's saying.
I think we're completely out.
But also,
we've been going too long. We gotta call this thing. There's a ton more coming your way, but
this was our finals.
That's right.
Before we close out the show, I would say you could play the music, but you like to cut off the music before we get to a certain point. So
correct.
Before we get to off-season content, I just want to take a minute and say thank you to everybody who has ever listened to the show, subscribed to the YouTube channel, followed us on social media, joined the Discord, bought a T-shirt, all of that stuff. None of that is lost on us. Left a super chat, watched a live stream. We're just a random collection of dudes who like to talk about our favorite basketball team, and so he's
too
truly
old to be my spouse.
Wow,
truly, it's ridiculous and it's a little overwhelming, just where this thing has gotten. And so I think I speak for all of us when I just share our deepest gratitudes and our thanks and all of that, the relationships we've got to build, the moments we've had this season, the things that we've got to experience, never thought was possible. And the fact that you guys want to be along for this ride as we just do this. We sit here and scream at each other on a StreamYard stream on YouTube at 11 p.m. on a Sunday. And the fact that you guys
my first playoff run with this podcast was watching Playoff P get pushed around by Joe Ingles.
Yeah. Yep.
And we did get to witness a championship together. We did witness a championship together, which was
it's insane,
unbelievable.
The past year has been incredible.
So can we take 5 more minutes of the podcast real quick before we get out of here and just have each person say, doesn't have to be an on-court moment at all, just your favorite thing that's happened during this basketball season that we've just got to collectively like experience and share with all the fans.
There's a lot of good
ring night's got to be up there. That was
that
was an incredible experience.
That was a
Something
night.
that I've never experienced in my fandom for any team before. The vibes were great. The game was incredible, and getting to see the banner go up and all of it, the pomp and circumstance was pretty fantastic. And seeing a ton of listeners in the arena that night was really cool as well.
Justin and I ran into like 8 listeners last night at the game.
We were doing
so cool.
we did an over under bet on the way in, and Jacob crushed the over, and he was correct. We saw a bunch of people at Game 7.
I think my favorite moment from the season is probably not a specific moment, but getting to get the little 3D printed Shai shoe and the relationship that got to get built there was just so cool. And so appreciative of that moment and all that entailed, leading to cool things like this, you know?
Yeah.
So rad.
Just such a cool experience. I think that's the thing I'm going to remember the most from this season.
I think for me, it's probably Shai. Just like we're as fans, we're in a very rare. This was a very rare year that fans hardly ever get to experience. Like Shai being a defending champ, grappling for being the best player in the world, getting his second MVP, and constantly being in the crosshairs of that, and just like being the main character of the NBA, which the Thunder aren't going to be the main character of the NBA unless they win another championship. Like that's just that's the name of the game. But like being able to be that and be on top and be as hated as we were this year was frustrating at times, obviously. But that's things that like any fan would want to go through that. I think like that's part of it, being at the top and defending that spot and taking the criticism.
Mine's similar. Like the collective invincibility was different. I think from a pod perspective. In some ways, it was boring at times where it was like 24-1. It was almost like do your predictions for the week, and it was like
Don't know
win,
what to
win,
talk
win,
about.
win, win,
Yeah,
win,
those are
win. Like
boring podcasts.
Yeah, truthfully, but like at the same
Let
time,
me tell you, they're a little more enjoyable than talking about Georgios Kalazakis.
yeah,
Yes.
totally.
But
like
there
like
are
that
similarities.
not as fun as Poku, but
I think that's when you can podcast for a multi-month stretch and 5 guys who have very different opinions on a lot of things can sit up here and just collectively feel like this is an invincible team. And if you did happen to lose, it's a blip and everything is all good and it's all gravy and you're coming out. Probably not an experience you'll ever get to have again. Like even if the Thunder win the title next year, Spurs are still gonna be lingering. Like who knows? The Jazz could be lingering. Like who knows? Like what team is next? I think the Jazz will be really good. That wasn't a random example. I just think that like that moment in time, coming off the championship and then to go 24-1, this state of invincibility where nothing bad could actually happen to this team. And the narratives and the glaze and every national podcast saying we just take the Thunder of the field, and it was like overwhelming the Thunder. It's just like this. It's a weird dynamic to cover, and it was boring at times. To Silva's point, but like, how many podcasters covering a team ever go through that? I don't think many ever.
Not many.
Like franchises ever, but like it was pretty nuts.
Agreed. And the podcast kind of reaching where we were around the same time, it just made this so much more fun and enjoyable. I will say, Nick, as a Chiefs fan, this is where people roll their eyes. But the second championship is never quite, you don't quite reach that same high as the first. And basketball means, and the Thunder mean to me about like 100 times more than football and the Chiefs.
That second million doesn't hit the same as the first million. Am I right?
By the way, fuck the Chiefs.
It doesn't And the Chiefs may not reach that again either. But I think for me, Shai's stretch this season is memorable. I got to be, because of work, like close down low to see, it was March 9th when Shai hit that buzzer beater, step back 3 to beat the Nuggets. That's a moment I'll remember forever. And just him reaching the historic stats, like the consecutive 20-plus point games, like coming off a championship, just like Justin alluded to earlier. Shai stretch this season, something I'll never forget.
I for one am looking forward to being hated 30 to 60% less next season as well.
Wait, what do you mean?
The constant discussion about the foul baiting and how the Thunder are unwatchable, and I don't foresee that continuing to the same
Got
degree.
bad news for you, buddy.
It's not gonna be this level.
It's not going to be worse. It's not going to
No,
be
it's
It's
better.
gonna be
worse.
worse. but, like
It
it's
would have
all-
been worse if they made the finals.
It's all prisoner of the moment. So if the Thunder
Yeah.
are the number 1 seed next year of the Spurs, if they're 25,
I think JD's talking regular season.
Yeah, regular season.
So I'm saying if the Thunder are
mean,
25-3 to start the season and the number 1 seed of the Spurs
Yeah.
by 2.5 games, it's going to be because they're foul baiting, and that ain't going away, bro.
It's my cross to bear.
All right. Well, again, just thank you guys so much. We are truly blessed to get to do this
Indeed.
and get this opportunity.
Shout out the guy this is another underrated moment for me. The guy that shouted from the aisle in Loud City, cream cheese in the chat from George. I like.
Yeah, I think he's in the
amazing.
Discord.
Yeah, it was incredible.
That's really good.
That's so
Awesome.
amazing.
Awesome. Yeah, getting to meet so many fans, making so many new friends through all this. Just awesome stuff. Awesome,
Gonna work
awesome
on
stuff.
changing the intro. Don't know what to, but gonna work on changing the video.
We
I
gotta
assume.
get the clip of SGA uncontested.
Yeah.
That's got to be in there.
Yep.
All right, let's get out of here. Just because the season's over doesn't mean we are. We don't know when we're podcasting next, but we'll be back. We're going to be doing a midweek show and Sunday shows as normal, leading you up to the NBA draft, trade season, free agency, summer league, all of that stuff. Are we going to summer league? I haven't discussed that yet because we're not going
Yes.
to New York now. Nick says yes.
Yes.
Boys, clear your calendars.
Why would we not?
Vegas, here we come.
It'll be
True.
fun.
Nick Crane, 4 a.m., Taco Bell Cantina,
Oh,
50
brother.
bucks. I cannot wait. Hey, you guys have a great start to your week. We'll be back with you soon. Enjoy the finals if you're going to watch that Wednesday night. Go Knicks. Until then, and as always, Thunder up.